paint you guys a little bit of a picture. If you wanted to tune in to the tunes, feel free. So, you all have been traveling along the high road for days now, and as evening approaches, you spot a wooden signpost next to a trail that heads north into the hills. Nailed to the post are 3 arrow-shaped signs, 2 marked Waterdeep and Daggerford. But both follow the high road and point in opposite directions. The third is marked Nightstone, your overall destination. And if memory serves you all right, Nightstone lies roughly 10 miles up the trail. The way that you guys are traveling is actually in a coach provided by Asmodeus' company, as they went through Daggerford. As each of you do not know each other, but all know that Asmodeus, and using his carriage here, is going to the town of Nightstone. So I'm just going to open it up to the group here, and just kind of going around the table here. What does your characters look like for everybody?
I'll go ahead and start getting mine out of the way.
Yeah.
My character's S, and he is full clad in black armor, I guess is the best way to put it. Not exactly, the armor itself isn't black, but like he wears like a cloak, and you can tell like there's armor both under and over it to kind of conceal most of his identity. And you would think that you could see his face, but no, he actually is wearing a ironclad mask.
Cool.
And the only thing you can see is the slit on where the eyes are at is the only way like you can kind of see any details about him. And even then, like he's very introverted and keeps himself very inclusive.
Gotcha.
He can talk, but it's a strain. It sounds like he has like a smoker's voice, if you were like for the best modern day comparison.
Okay, and so you all hear S kind of introduce himself to the group. Lysander, you're sitting like right next to S here. What does your character look like, and how does he present himself to the group?
I'm gonna look at everybody and be like, "My name's Lysander. Darkheart, y'all can call me Lysander. I am a fallen Aasimar. I just wearing like normal garb from like a militia, basically. From my journeys, I just took it and kept it clean and neat and taken care of. I've got long black hair and my eyes glow red.
Gotcha. Victor.
All right, give me a second. I'm bringing up the page right now. Shit. Okay. Of course, my name's Victor. He's wearing. Fuck. What kind of armor do I have? Okay, I just imagine just some dark armor. You know, some leather armor with it. Some thick gloves. I mean, not too thick that I can't, maneuver my hands, but thick enough that, you can tell I do some work with them. Dark hair and a traveling cloak.
Okay.
Yeah. Asmodeus.
Asmodeus is about 6 foot tall astral elf, and you can tell that he has kind of like a darker tone to his skin, and as you're observing him, he has a kabuki on, kind of like the Japanese robe style, with a bow on his back, and you can see as he's like, looking over at Lysander, and having a conversation with him, you can see that there are what look like bees crawling out of his hands and around his like face and stuff, like that they're just kind of around and just chilling.
Very nice. And Felix, like as you kind of watch everybody give their introductions here, what does your character look like? What does he say?
So he just introduces himself, watching over the group, trying to get a feel for everybody. He's got a relatively dark, I'd say like a long sleeve button up with a high collar, kind of covers his belt, and you can tell he has a few tools in the front, but most of the tools are hidden behind the cloak. He's got 2 daggers hanging off, and he's got a black hat, almost like a witchy hat, I would say.
Gotcha. Kind of like I pointed down at one end, just like how the picture kind of depicts right there.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Right, and as you guys are continuing to travel down this road, the coach driver here that's in the employ of Asmodus kind of turns back to you and says,
And you guys are all heading up to Nightstone, huh? Why?
But-
Why are all 5 of you heading there?
I look over and with a begrudging voice, I just go, and you care how?
Oh, well, I'm just trying to make conversation here. I mean, we've got probably about another hour or so ride before we see the town. You all seem friendly enough. But I just think it's interesting that a hodgepodge crew like you are all going to the same location.
Yes, Lysander, there seems to be something wrong with the hive back at home, and so me and Lysander are basically on this adventure to figure out what's going on and why, my hive stopped making honey. I mean, that's how I make money.
Oh, well, yes, Mr. Asmodus. But I heard that Lady Velrosa summoned you in particular.
She sure did. Yeah, she's kind of pissed that, we're not making her any money. Her shareholders have dropped down just a little bit, like the economy's kind of like taking a little dip, and it's because the hive stopped producing, and we're pretty much trying to snuff out the wasp that's hurting the hive.
Gotcha. So you all hear the coach driver say the name Lady Velrosa, but you don't know of each other. And you guys continue to progress down the hill. Anything that you guys like to talk about or discuss?
I want
after hearing that
to.
name?
I hear the name, and as Asmodus is talking about it out loud, I choose to kind of focus on Asmodus specifically, kind of pay attention specifically to what he's saying.
Okay. What about you, Lysander, as I'm going around the table?
I'm just gonna agree with Asmodus and be like, well, hopefully everything's fine with Visceral and Ruby when we get there.
Yeah, no, for sure. I want them to make sure that they're keeping what they can stockpiled, especially with our reserves that we had on
Gotcha.
standby.
Yeah. What about you, Victor?
Hello, Victor.
Tom might have stepped away
Sorry.
a little bit.
No, sorry, I had it on mute because I was eating. My bad.
Nom nom
I'm
nom.
sorry.
Yeah, so
Usually people give me shit for it.
So you hear the conversation still kind of drone on. It's more like very superficial, but the name Lady Velrosa kind of keeps getting tossed out there. It seems like Asmodus has an obvious connection, Lysander has an obvious connection. You're not sure about S. What about Victor here?
Victor knows the name from working under a master smith that has done work for her father.
Okay. Actually, you make that introduction there. What about you, Felix?
Felix relatively keeps to himself.
Okay.
He looks down at his boots to kind of reminisce about how he had acquired those. Keeps his eyes kind of peering around and out in the landscape as the wagon continues on, just taking
Gotcha.
in the scenery.
So after you follow the trail for what seems like another 10 miles, you all begin to hear the ringing of a bell. The sound grows louder as Nightstone comes into view. What you see is a river that flows around the settlement, forming a moat. The village itself is contained within a wooden palisade, behind which you see a windmill, a very tall steeple, and high-pitched roofs of several other buildings. Apart from the ringing of the bell, you detect no other activity outside of the village, and I'll pull up the map in just a second. And the trail ends before a lower drawbridge that spans the moat. And what you guys see is this.
Okay. And we are.
Oh,
You are
that's
situated
right
toward.
there,
You
yeah.
guys are situated towards the south here, kind of on the approach. It's
Aha.
I view of this shit. Damn.
You guys do
Yeah,
mean.
not bad.
This is all new to me.
You guys do mean.
Anyway,
okay. So what do you guys do as you hear the ringing of the bell and you see everybody sees the lower drawbridge further up, further north.
As we pass by,
Mhm.
I'm gonna look over to the right and ask about the broken bridge that
Okay,
we can see as we pass by.
gotcha. So who are you asking?
I'm gonna ask our driver of like.
Okay. The
look at him
driver
and be like,
the driver turns to you, kind of gives you a pretty big shrug, and as he says,
Well, I'm just the driver. That's all I was told to do. I'm not. You guys should probably depart here and walk the rest. Asmodeus, would you like me to stay here, sir, or go around and take this carriage back to the farm?
Yeah. Guys, what do you think? You want to keep the carriage around, or do you guys wanna? Is it cool if I send it back?
I would keep him just in case we need to make a speedy getaway.
Okay. So yeah, if you don't mind, what was your name again? Carriage Keep.
Derek.
Derek.
All right. So Derek, yeah. So if you don't mind, just keep it around. If you need here, Asmodeus is gonna pull out a jar of honey. Here, feed this to your horses.
Okay, he graciously accepts like the jar of honey as he begins to head over towards the horses. You, Lysander, you're kind of focusing on that bridge there. Go and roll a perception check for me.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. So what you notice as you're kind of gaining distance, as you guys are slowly pushing like northward there, is that there are obvious breaks, as if something heavy might have come down onto that bridge there. Because towards the south of the village, what you all see is essentially what looks like almost like a fortress castle in a way that sits on like a flat-topped hill on which stands like a stone keep. It is enclosed by a wooden wall, so you can't like look over the sides or anything like that. But which direction would you guys like to go?
I,
would.
for one,
Mhm.
choose to kind of want to veer towards this way a little bit, kind of stay by the tree. It looks
Okay.
like here, and then I want to see what details I can get from
Okay.
the fortress from this range. Like, can I get any details?
Okay, gotcha. And so as you look at the fortress, you're able to see the top of it there, and on the top you see that some of the walls probably caved in, from what you can see, as if it's been hit by something.
I think we're late for the show.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it there, Rest.
I want to go give something. I want to go give something a show.
I mean, it sounds good to me. 1 second. Asmodeus is gonna kind of take the lead a little bit, and he's going to send out he's gonna send out a drone bee to kind of scout out ahead, like stay a couple feet in front of us to kind of like relay any sort of things that it might see.
Is that a particular like a find familiar spell or anything like that?
I'm not.
Or not a find familiar, but a summon familiar, just like you're summoning like an owl or something. Just go ahead and think about that for a second for me. If you have that spell, it's totally going to be allowed. But if it's like just your regular swarm, they're just like regular bees that kind of are able to cast your magic through essentially. Victor, Felix,
worry about
you guys kind of see the rest of the group push forward. What are you guys doing?
Felix would like to also kind of follow them, but a little bit further behind them, I would say, and he kind of sticks to the trees
Okay,
a little bit more.
I want a group
As-
perception check for everybody. And keep going.
Perception.
Yep, and keep going there, Felix.
Holy shit.
Oh, it's a group check. It's okay. So I got 14, 5, and 11.
Dirty 20.
Nice, dirty 20. Carrying the
18.
squad. 18, sweet. Okay, so as you guys are continuing to approach towards that drawbridge, what the group sees here, as you're being very observant, are footprints. Who's the ranger?
Myself.
Okay, gotcha. So okay, so you see footprints. You guys are all able to tell like the distinct humanoid tracks in this grass and dirt. Asmodus, I want you to go ahead and roll the survival check for me.
Survival. Yes. Boop. Fucking flat 5, baby.
A flat 5. Okay, so you see other tracks situated just next to the regular, like, probably like humanoid appearing tracks, but they're smaller. There's roughly a dozen of them.
Would there be a way I would possibly have seen these in my adventure?
Yeah, go ahead and make a survival check for me.
22.
A 22.
Ooh.
So,
Damn.
as Modus kind of like points out these tracks to the rest of the group here, you, Lysander, kind of come over, kind of get down low, and you can make out that it's probably almost like webbed feet, almost, or if they have like broken sandals.
I'm gonna look at everybody and be like, I don't know if these are like overly sized ducks or just people with messed up sandals, but I'd be prepared for fighting some ducks if anything.
Can I do a nature check on them to see if I can have learned the nature of it?
Yep,
before?
certainly can. Go ahead and roll as you guys can kind of continue to push forward. Still keeping an eye on the
Fuck, I don't know
surrounding.
shit.
So you're not able to make out those smaller tracks, but as you guys are getting closer to the drawbridge, go ahead and roll a group. Roll a group survival check for me as a group check here, as some other new prints begin to show up as you're getting closer to the
21.
city. A 21.
15.
13.
Fuck, another nat 1.
5.
Okay, no,
Go.
it's okay, because the 21, 13, 15, they all kind of like carry you past, right? So what all of you do see are 2 sets of unusually large wolf tracks heading towards the same direction, towards the north. Same thing for the rest of these tracks are heading towards the north.
I want to investigate the wolf tracks.
Okay, so like with your passive investigation there, you can work out. These are probably pretty big wolves. Like maybe you're not necessarily sure if they're dire wolves or regular wolves based on the size of the track, but it's definitely a type of wolf.
Well, not sure if it's an actual wolf or it's a baby dire.
Either way, I want to give it a hug.
Okay. Felix, Victor, as you see everybody kind of pushing forward towards that drawbridge, anything else you guys would like to do? Actually, both you guys, as you're kind of trailing behind there, go ahead and make an investigation check for me so you guys can glean any other information.
Investigation.
24
8.
and an 8. Okay. So what you see, Victor, are the footprints between those humanoids and those smaller ones start to kind of split. You see a lot of those humanoids trailing north, far past the drawbridge, while a lot of those smaller footprints are heading south and towards the entrance to Nightstone here.
Asmodus is gonna go ahead and pull out his bow and just be ready for anything.
Okay, gotcha.
As
you
I
guys
knock
get
an arrow back.
closer- As you guys get closer, I'm gonna unravel some stuff here for you. US.
Is the
Asmodus,
drawbridge broken?
And, no, it is not. It is lowered. But
Okay.
you, Asmodus, S, and Lysander, you notice that the 2 watchtowers that kind of flank at the end of this drawbridge, they're not manned. I'm gonna erase some stuff here.
I want to examine, kind of like, I want to see any details that I can pick up from the towers. Like, do they look destroyed? Are they just empty?
I got you. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me. Whoops. That's wrong.
Let's see. Damn, 5.
A 5. So what you can kind of see are, as you're looking straight down like the pathway to that drawbridge, is 2 large boulders kind of situated in what you can make out to be the town square. There's no obvious damage to these watchtowers themselves, however.
I'm gonna look at everybody and be like, well, if I die, I die.
Okay.
Hold
And,
it.
and as you cross the bridge, more stuff kind of comes within view. So I'm just gonna get rid of some of this fog of war here. Open it up.
I'm
I'm gonna take a
No.
gander at the stones themselves to see if they're natural or otherwise.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. I'll just let
Felix,
you do.
you said
Good,
we
10.
all saw some of the damage already.
Yeah,
Correct?
so as you all are kind of crossing that drawbridge, you see these huge boulders kind of stuck in the ground. You see some of the houses kind of half crushed, boulders going straight through them. And then I'll paint you guys your scene in just a second here once I get this fog of war out of the way, okay?
All right.
There you go.
Well, definitely too late.
For sure.
It's never too late. It's not too late. It's never too late.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, there we go. So we're good to go there.
I'm gonna take a
So,
peek
so
into.
painting your scene. So, as you guys are approaching this, you guys instantly see that there's two wargs that have slaughtered a dog, and they're feasting on its remain in like the northeast corner of the village square. They appear to be engrossed in just tearing bits of flesh from this poor dog, and you guys are not noticed.
I am going to cry softly and look at everybody and be like, "Can we avenge the doggy?"
Okay. What does everybody else do as you hear Lysander say this?
I'm gonna investigate House 5.
Okay, so you see S begin to head north. What about you, Asmodus?
I was gonna go ahead and like get into a sneak position.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and roll stealth as you try to get behind the boulder right in front of you. Victor, you see Asmodus kind of get low. Lysander say this statement. S heads north towards the house. What do you do?
I am going to go ahead and bring out my Eldritch Cannon.
Okay, gotcha. You summon your Eldritch Cannon. I don't have a token right now for it.
It's cool. It's going to stay on me anyways. It's going to be the Protector.
Okay, all right, I gotcha. We'll just. Oh, actually, I think I should still have it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. I got that for you.
All right.
And yep, go ahead.
Before everyone runs off, I'm going to go ahead and use it to give everyone 1d3 plus 3 temporary health.
Okay, go ahead and roll for it.
Let me. All right. And we're not doing max healing and all that stuff anymore, right?
No.
Okay, good. All right, so that is. Wait, is that
I
the
got-
D8 or is?
I rolled 4 plus 3, so 7.
No, it's Victor that'll be rolling.
I think this is the D. Yeah, this is the D8. Okay. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be everyone gets 10
Temporary
bonus.
hit points.
Yeah.
Okay,
10,
so just before everybody kind of splinters off, behind you, Victor summons his Eldritch Cannon that emits like this green glow that washes over all of you, giving you 10 temporary hit points, okay? Felix, what do you do seeing everybody? And 15 for Asmodeus, or 13 on that stealth check, got it.
Yep.
What do you do, Felix?
Felix would like to figure out what is up with the watchtowers. He would like to go investigate those.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check for me as you see kind of like everybody getting low, getting ready to investigate this town here, and then I'll paint you your scene as you kind of open that door. But sweet,
I
21,
waited.
21, perfect. So what you do hear, like that ringing of that bell is coming from this building in particular. It's a pretty loud ring, so you know that it could probably cover up a lot of like noise essentially in the immediate area. You, Victor, you, Felix, as you look around, none of the rest of the guard posts throughout where you can see is manned. Some of them even have taken damage from these large boulders.
All right. I would like to head into.
Stealth check from everybody.
Oh. Stealth.
Yep, it's gonna be a group
24.
stealth check.
11.
24.
10.
Okay, gotcha. So you see these two wargs still kind of working at this slaughtered dog, still have not being able to notice you. So one of them begins to. You kind of hear it kind of like smelling in the air a little bit, but you guys are still hidden. starting from the top, S, as you kind of open that door, what you see, I'm gonna actually unhide this stuff for you here. It's gonna be situated in the temple, on the top right of that screen right there, right? So you see like a pretty simple wooden temple. You know that it's dedicated to the god Lathander, and there's just basic pews. But that ringing of that bell is coming from further inside, and to the left of that building. What do you do?
My first thing I'm going to check is I'm going to quietly, because I know the dwarves are still out there, and I know if they're sniffing like that, then something tells me that they're picking up something that is one of us, or all of us, who knows. So I am going to try to quietly make my way to the very back of that temple where the door, it looks like there's a door that goes to a back area.
Gotcha.
No, they just
Sweet. So I'll just drag and drop you right over there. So this is where you are. Quick little pause here. Lysander, Asmodeus, coming back to you guys, you four that are still outside there. You see S kind of take off into this temple. What do you guys do?
I'm sticking. Go ahead.
Question: how close would I have to be to hear these things, like chomping on whatever they're chomping on, like in range of like hearing them?
You can see and you can hear them kind of like tearing apart this dog right now.
Okay,
you're
cool.
You're only like maybe 40 feet away or so. It's pretty.
Okay, cool. Can I cast Speak with Animals and like see if I can understand what they're like see if they're talking about anything, or if
you can certainly try. Victor, Lysander, Felix, you hear Asmodeus kind of formulating this plan to you guys. What do you guys do?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I give you 2 minutes to figure it out, otherwise I'm killing them for killing the dog.
Felix would like to go into the top of the watchtower to see.
Okay. Gotcha.
See if you can get a better view of
the rest of the town?
on-
You
Yeah.
certainly can. Okay. So as Felix goes up to the top of this watchtower, Felix, you get a very good vantage point, a lot better of a view than anybody else right now. And what you're able to see, kind of in like the southeast of the town, are two other goblins, kind of that are situated inside the field, and it looks like they're either rolling around or dancing. You also see. Let me just hide these guys here. And from that vantage point, you also see another two goblins situated here in like the northeast. It looks like they're running around chasing a couple of chickens, obviously preoccupied. What do you do with this information?
I'm assuming I'm still within earshot of the rest of them to inform them of what I've seen.
You are.
Okay, so I informed the rest of the party that there's more going on, and we have other company, essentially.
Gotcha. S, I want you to make a perception check for me.
Sure.
As you kind of get closer to that door where you hear that obvious ringing coming from.
15.
Gotcha. 15. So what you hear on the other side of that door, S, is talk. Do you speak Goblin, or Orc or Ogre? So you're not able to make out the conversation, but you can hear, oh, come over here, yeah. And then in broken common, like very broken common, you hear, fun. As you hear ring, 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 still being sounding throughout that temple in the immediate area.
With that a little bit, I understand. It's like, and I kind of do like a very quiet side of myself, like, are you fucking serious? And I then, first off, I want to first check the door. Can I tell the door is unlocked or locked?
No, you can. It's almost like it's a temple door, so it's just like little slides. It's like one of those sliding doors, so there's no obvious lock.
Alright, I want to see if I can quietly slide the door open and kind of see if I can sneak a peek into what's going on. With
Gotcha.
this
Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Damn, 5.
A 5. So as you try to kind of like open up the sliding door, it kind of gets caught on like a faulty edge there, and it kind of like tilts up from the beginning, kind of making a kind of sound as it's opening. But you're able to get a little good of a vantage point inside to see 2 goblins swinging on a rope that attaches to a bell further north. The noise is so loud, however, that they did not hear the noise of that door opening. What do you do?
Okay, so I think about it for a second. First off, and I'm thinking maybe it's best if I just let them have their fun. Because if I have those bells stop ringing, I think everything is gonna.
Go and roll an insight check for me. As I roll back over to the other group here. After your insight check. 17. So you piece together a bunch of information quickly in your mind, kind of racking it. And from your years of experience, you know that sound covers, like loud noises can tend to cover the sounds of battle.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't worry about trying to close the door because I'm not going to chance making another noise, and I'm just going to slowly back away and get back outside.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
I'm also going to.
Gotcha. So you all come out. So you see S come out of the chapel at the same time as Modius, as you're formulating your plan of wanting to cast Speak with Animals. Just as Felix finishes briefing everybody in the immediate area, you guys all coalesce together. What do you guys choose to do? Actually, you all are back together. One more group stealth check for me here, as you can see that those wargs are really almost working through that dog. It's almost bare bones right now.
Okay,
12,
I got
3, it's a group check, so only 3 out of you need to actually roll good. They're going to roll a quick little perception. Have to beat a 20 here. In 2 seconds to just roll for them. And ooh. Okay, so as you guys all about to reconvene, you see like one of the wargs kind of sticks its nose up, kind of like dropping a piece of meat in his mouth. And then in like in 2 seconds, he locks eyes with you, and you hear 2 foul growls as you've been discovered. And
I immediately take the front, and while moving, I get my great sword at the ready.
Okay, you make your great sword at the ready. Asmodeus, you see something about to happen here. The wargs are hunched over. They haven't pounced just yet. What do you do?
I guess we're gonna have to fight our way out of this one. I was gonna try to see if I could be friends with one of them, but fuck it, we've all.
You can certainly try. What would Asmodeus do?
Asmodeus would just kind of take the lead of whoever, and just kind of like, if we have to fight, we're gonna fight.
Okay, gotcha. So, you all are kind of like facing these wargs. They're facing you. I'm gonna have everybody roll for initiative as you can see them start foaming at the mouth, eyeing you all as food.
That's 20.
So Lysander rolled a 20.
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yes, you did.
I got a natural.
Felix, for your information there, I'm gonna say you're elevated like 20 feet right now. Okay, so you have good vantage point. Cool.
Quick question.
Answer.
10 feet or 5 feet for the squares?
These squares are 10 feet.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
No, good question. Like the way the map kind of sized out, it worked out that way. Okay, so the way initiative order is going to be Asmodeus, then Lysander. Actually, it's the whole fucking group before the wargs, right? So Asmodeus, Lysander, S, Victor, Felix. I'll let you know what you're on deck. Think about your actions ahead of time. Pay attention to what's going on. Asmodeus is your go. Lysander, you are on deck. Think about what you want to do.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and let loose an arrow with my longbow on Warg A.
Okay.
And that is a fucking 23.
23 hits.
And that is 9 points of piercing damage on him.
Okay. Any bonus
And
actions?
bonus actions, I have.
Pro level 3.
Let's see. Okay, yeah. No, like the bonus actions I have would require me to hit something.
Okay,
so
Does that end your turn, or you would like to move?
I would do Hail of Thorns on, or not Hail of Thorns, but Hail of Bees
Okay.
on top of that strike that hit that guy. So it would be
You get 1d6.
the creature has to make a Dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Are you using like the Gathered Swarm special? Is that what you're doing there?
Casting Hail of Thorns as it hits
Okay,
the
gotcha.
target.
What's the save?
DC 10 Dexterity saving.
DC 10 Dex save. And they've rolled a 7, and I'm going to say Warg A or B there is within 5 feet, so they'll both take this extra damage there. Or actually, that was A save, and then B would save, so he's going to take half. So 2 points.
So two on the one, and then 1 on the other guy.
Gotcha. Does that end your turn?
And then, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to move. I'm going to try to move a little bit further as soon as it decides to let me. I'm gonna move a little bit this way.
Okay.
Like closer to this fence area.
Okay, gotcha. So you all see Asmodeus get out his long bow before loosing an arrow that strikes the shoulder of this warg. It yelps out a yelp before it explodes in a hail of thorns, kind of pelting both of these wargs. They kind of lock eyes with you, Asmodeus. It's foaming at the mouth. Lysander, it's your go. S, you're on deck. Think about what you want to do.
So I'm going to move. I think I have 30 feet. Yeah, 30 feet. 10, 20, 10, 20, 30. So I'm going to move right here, and I'm going to cast Hex as my bonus action on Warg A.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and use that. Bonus action. Where are my bonus actions?
No, it's just 1d6 extra damage. If
Yeah, I got it. But I have pack slots that I have to use, so we keep track of it.
Gotcha.
And then I'm going to cast an Eldritch Blast at him.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Hurt the puppy. Hit. That is a 14.
14 hits. Roll for damage.
So here is my Eldritch Blast damage. That is 10 plus Hex
10
is 5, so 15
gotcha,
total.
so 15 total, right? And you see Lysander kind of move around that boulder before a burst of energy comes out from his palm, striking the chest of this warg, who yells out another yelp as he's become bloodied. Before you see a section of his flesh just kind of melt off from that hex damage there. What else are you gonna do, Lysander?
I'm just gonna look at it and be like, next time don't hurt the pup.
You hear it start barking at you. S, it's your go with Victor on deck.
Right, so I don't really have any ranged options, but let me take a look at my character sheet here real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna do 2 things. I'm going to move. Wait, no, that's him. 1, 2, 3. So they're within 30 feet of me, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sadly, I still don't have really great range.
You can
They
make
literally have to
you
be
can make
on
a readied action to use your reaction to strike if they come within range.
Yeah, I'll do that because I'll do a reaction moment where it's like an opportunity attack.
Exactly.
So if they engage me, I'll just parry.
Gotcha.
So,
does that end
in
your
doing
turn?
so, I'll take a defensive stance and have that at the ready.
Gotcha. Victor, it's your go with Felix. You're on deck. Think about what you want to do.
All right, I am going to move up to. Hold on a second, let me see how far away. 10, oh, sorry. 10, 20, 30, 50, 60. Yeah, so I'm gonna move up and just put myself right behind that boulder.
Okay. The boulder's going to give you 3/4 cover, so you have +5 to your AC right now. Okay. As you get behind the boulder.
All right. And then I'm gonna go ahead and aim with my crossbow and aim for Warg A.
Gotcha. Is it a light crossbow?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep, it's well within range. So go ahead and make your roll to attack. As you see, Warg A is like the most injured, while B a 19 hits. Roll for damage.
All right. This will be 7 damage.
7 points of damage. Okay, gotcha.
All right. And that will end my turn.
Gotcha. So you all see Victor kind of steady himself behind this boulder, loosing a crossbow bolt that slams into the same area as your Eldritch Blast, as this Warg is definitely hurt. Felix, it's your go with enemies on deck. And then it's the top of the order with you, Asmodeus, after that.
Is he there?
Yep, Chandler, it's your go.
Oh, my bad. Was muted.
No, you're good.
I'm assuming that the wargs are focused on the ones on the ground. Am I still unseen by them, or?
Oh, well, you're attacking from a ranged, like an elevated position there. You also have the bonus action to use steady aim, which gives you advantage on your next attack if you would like to use that.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I would like to use steady aim, and I am going to attempt to hit Warg A
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and roll to attack.
with the longbow. Alright.
And you're attacking at advantage. Go ahead and roll one more time.
So
Also, on D&D Beyond, if you right-click the plus to hit, you can click on advantage or disadvantage there to make it easier. And a 14 hits. Go ahead and roll for damage there and add your sneak attack.
Alright. Damage.
10.
10 plus sneak attack.
Plus 6.
16 damage.
Yeah, 16 points of damage. And just as you see Victor loose his crossbow bolt, you launch yours after taking steadied aim to hit him kind of square in the eye, kind of bursting one of his eyeballs before the arrow kind of ricochets off of his skull as he is on his last legs here. All right, so does that end your turn? You're gonna move.
I'm going to stay in the tower and
Gotcha.
kind of keep an eye to see if anything else is passively going on as we are engaging.
Gotcha. So Warg's turn here. Warg A is going to be the most hurt right there, so he's going to limp over to US. Go ahead and make your reaction attack there from your readied action.
Yep, so I'm going to go ahead and use my greatsword for this. Let me pull up my... Oops. There it is.
And these guys have a
Chance to hit is +5. That's
Okay.
6.
A 6. A nat 1 on the roll. So as you kind of just whiff, as he's just going to come in for one bite attack against you for a 8, which you managed to just kind of put up your greatsword in time just to kind of get it inside its mouth before it's able to latch onto your shoulder there. As the other warg is going to run, he's got 50, so 5, 10, 15, oh shit. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. You can, use your reaction with the attack, so you don't get an attack of opportunity here on this one. And that's all of his movement speed. And so you're going to see this other warg kind of get down low as if ready to dodge. So he takes the dodge action there. The bells of the bell within that chapel is still going off. So despite the noise, you guys are still covered. Asmodeus, it's your go with Lysander on deck here.
So let's see where we're looking like. So Warg A is the one that's the worst off, right?
Yep, Warg A is
Okay,
the
gotcha.
worst off. Warg B is looking very healthy, and he's kind of crouched down low, ready to dodge out of the way of any arrows to come at him.
So I'm going to touch my ring, and I'm going to cast Fear in the
Okay.
direction of Warg B.
Roll. What's the intelligence? I think it needs intelligence of 3, right?
Nah, it's part of the item, I think.
Correct. Click on the item. But that particular spear, like the creature needs to have a intelligence of 3 to have any effect on it. For the Ring of Animal Friendship. Yeah, see, fear spell save DC targeting only beasts that have an intelligence of 3 or lower. Okay, so you know that this
Oh.
ring of animal influence wouldn't affect these creatures. What else would you like to do?
Oh. Okay. Okay, so it wouldn't affect them. Well, as bonus action, I'm gonna go ahead and just use that. I'm gonna Starlight Step here.
Okay,
That's about 30 feet. And then I'm going to get behind this boulder here
gotcha. It's gonna
with
give
a little bit of my movement. And do I still get the attack or no?
yes, you do.
Okay, then I will shoot at Warg B, going to go ahead and start putting damage on him.
Okay, go ahead and attack at disadvantage as it's taking the dodge action there. So we'll roll one more time.
17.
And Lysander, you are on deck. 13 meets it, beats it. Go ahead and roll for damage there.
And that is 4 damage on Warg B.
4
there.
points on Warg B. You kind of just scrape the back of his leg. Does that end your turn?
Yes, sir, it does.
Sweet. Lysander, it's your go. S, you're on deck.
Okay, so first I'm going to. Which way is Warg B facing, if you don't mind me asking?
He looks like he is going towards the west there.
Okay, so first I'm going to Eldritch Blast the Warg A.
Okay.
That is a 10.
10 misses. Your Eldritch Blast just kind of goes wide.
All right, with all the, I missed because of the plan that I had in my head. I'm going to move next to Warg B.
Okay.
And say, fight with us, and then I'm going to, as a bonus action, use Healing Light. It says you can heal a creature you can see within 6 feet, spinning dice from the pool.
Go ahead and roll an insight check for me as you kind of like gain distance or kind of close distance with this warg.
A nat 1.
Okay, so you're not able to glean like anything from this creature, but he kind of sees you coming. Go ahead and do what you will.
I don't know how to. It says
it'll just be a
maximum number
custom
of
roll if you wanted to use your healing light, right?
It's a pool of d6s, so
Correct.
yeah. So it's a pool of d6s. So I'm going to use 1. So
Okay.
I'm going to use it 1d6 to heal him. That is a 3, I do believe.
A 3.
Yes, a 3.
Go ahead and roll an animal handling check at disadvantage.
I got a nat 20 on
You
the other
did get a
one.
nat
Damn it.
20 on the
12.
other one, right? So I see you all see Lysander send off of Eldritch Blast just going wide before coming over to another warg, touching the spot that your bolt just hit Asmodeus, healing him, closing up his wounds. You, Lysander, try to communicate with this beast, but you can see it's still foaming at its mouth, extremely angry. Does that end your turn?
Hang on 1 second. I thought I had something in. Yes, that'll end my turn for now.
Okay. S, it's your go. With Victor, you're on deck.
Alright, so I'm going to go straight to the point and see if I can attempt to execute this warg in
Go
front
ahead
of me.
and roll to attack as you still have its like his maw in your greatsword. 15 hits.
15.
15 hits. Go and roll for damage.
12.
12. How do you do it?
Excuse me.
I want to. So how am I positioning? Like he's got his mouth like.
Yeah,
on my blade,
like you
said?
have like your greatsword out, and its mouth is like your greatsword is stopping its mouth from like coming closer to you. There, sword in his mouth right now.
Okay. So because of how weak he is, I'm going to quite literally like give a big shove to try and get him off me, and then I'm going to angle my sword that I stab right up through his lower jaw and up through his skull.
Nice, and brain matter explodes from the top of his skull as this warg falls over dead, and you rip your sword out of the corpse.
Okay. And then I'm going to also now. So real quick before I do this.
Mhm.
For a bonus action, can I turn to engage the other one, or do I have to?
Oh
do
well,
something
you
else?
still have your movement, so you can move to him.
Alright, so okay, so that's all I can do, right?
Yeah, unless you wanted to use your action surge. You're a fighter, right?
exactly.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
yeah, of course. Yep. So, yep. Go ahead and use your action surge to make another attack.
Yep.
As a reaction, may I look at him and be like, "Hey, wait a second. Let's try to get this on our side. There's more goblins in the area. Maybe it can help us."
What do you do, S? Hearing this.
I'm.
S, go ahead and roll an
I guess
insight
I'll
check
pull
for me.
one of those.
Yeah, let's see if you can glean some more information. 16. Okay, gotcha. So you hear Lysander kind of say this, but you fought wargs and goblins before, and you know that these things are inherently trained by these goblins to be fearful of them, and they are broken in. They are probably, you get the sense that they're probably not going to join your side.
So in that instance, I ignore Sin completely, and I go to do a jumping attack and kind of bring my sword down on its spine.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Can I also roll for advantage since I'm technically behind it?
If you want to flank, you'll just be just on the opposite side of Lysander there. Okay. So go ahead and attack at advantage here.
Okay. Sure. Let's advantage. Roll, please.
25.
20, nice. Yep, it should auto crit there for you. Go ahead and roll that crit damage there. Nice. First crit of the adventure. 16 points of damage there. Right, as you like lop off a section of its shoulder as it falls over to the ground. Nice. Good damage. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
Gotcha. Victor, it's your go. With Felix, you're on deck.
All right. Has anyone been hit yet?
Negative.
Okay, just want to make sure. I'm gonna stick to my spot and I'm gonna attack B with my crossbow.
Okay, gotcha. Roll the hit.
22.
A 22 hits. Roll for damage.
11.
11 points of damage there. Okay. Good damage.
And that will end my turn.
Gotcha. Your bolt finds that open wound that S just opened up. Felix, it's your go. You have Yep. Go ahead. Sorry, Victor.
Real
keep
quick
going.
though, I forgot to. I was done with my turn, but I forgot to mention. A crossbow has the repeating shot infusion, so it takes on the magical effect. I'm not sure if that does anything
gotcha.
else.
Yep. Nope. You know that these wargs don't have any obvious resistance to non-magical weapons.
Okay.
All right. Felix, it's your go. People are within 5 feet of the monster, so you don't have so you have your sneak attack regardless. But what would you like to do?
Let's see. So I don't need to take steady aim.
You can if you want to give yourself
I was
advantage on the next attack.
Yeah, I will use steady aim as a bonus action.
Okay. You get
And
down
then
low,
I will
readying your longbow. Mm-hmm.
I will attempt to fire another arrow at Warg B.
All right. Gotcha. Go ahead and launch your arrow at advantage, please. Nice. Dirty 20. Roll for damage and add your sneak attack.
Damage. 8.
Good
plus
damage.
8.
Nice. So you all see the arrow kind of hit that same location in the shoulder. It pierces like bone. You see the arrow kind of snap off a bit as this warg is on its last legs. Does that end your turn, Felix?
It does.
Okay, gotcha. It's the warg's turn here, then top of the order with you, Asmodeus. So this warg here, seeing that you kind of hurt it the most there, S, it's going to take one bite attack against you at disadvantage because he's being flanked right now by Lysander on the other side. He rolled a 13, and a 13 misses. All right, so once again, you're able to block his maw with your greatsword there. That ends his turn. Asmodeus, it's your go with Lysander on deck.
Okay, so I'm still within range, so I'm going to take another shot, but while I'm taking the shot, I'm going to cast the spell Honey Strike.
Okay.
Or aka Ensnaring Strike. while I'm
You
rolling the hits.
you do have you still have on your Hail of Thorns, by the way. It's a concentration spell, so it's like every shot that you do that. Like, I know that we didn't add it the last time that you attacked, but it's a concentration
I
spell.
did not know that.
No
Oh,
worries.
shit.
I got you. That was my fault for not kind of catching that on your previous turn, but
No, you're good. You're good. Okay, so yeah, I'll just attack with the hail of stingers.
gotcha. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Yeah, because from what I remember, we talked about changing up the name of the spells because my stuff is revolved around insects
Actually,
and stuff.
super real quick thing though, but it's any creature within 5 feet of that creature. So I'll give you the option if you wanted to use Hail of Thorns with this particular attack or not, because your allies are within 5 feet of that ward.
Yeah,
They do have 10 HP, so
Yeah,
that
they
will
do,
buffer
so-
them.
They do.
But still, I don't want to accidentally, hurt, new friend and old and coworker,
Hurt me, daddy.
So I'm gonna shoot the warg bee with just the longbow.
Okay, go and
That
roll.
is a 21.
It's a 21 definitely hits. Roll for damage.
That is max damage, 11 damage, baby.
And how do you do it?
So as Modus is cocking the shot back, he looks her directly in between the eyes, and he just looses the arrow just right directly in between the eyes, like piercing the skull into the brain and just dropping it.
We got brain matter kind of shoots off from the back of this warg's head as he falls dead at both S's and Lysander's feet. And the rest of the town is yours to explore, or you guys can get pelts or whatever.
Can I cut
from
off a
these
toe?
creatures. Certainly can.
My kill was messier.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna have you.
I want to skin it.
Gotcha.
I'm
So
gonna look in the middle of the town. It seems like there's a hole there.
gotcha. I'll feed you information in just a second. You Lysander and you Victor. I want you guys to go ahead and either do a sleight of hand or a history check on as you're trying to kind of carve from this beast.
11.
I do.
11. Okay.
History 14.
Sweet. Gotcha. So you, Victor, managed to recall the history of being able to skin one of these wargs pretty effectively, obtaining one pelt, while you, Lysander, are able to kind of like expertly cut off one of its toes.
I'm gonna pull out a necklace that I've been working on since I started my adventures, and attach it to the other toes I've collected.
Gotcha. Roll an investigation check for me, S. Felix, what are you doing as you see two of them working on that? Yep, go ahead.
I verbally want to look at him and be like, "That's fucking disgusting."
I'm gonna look at him and be like, hey, when you've gone through what I've gone through, you tend to collect things because you've been alone for so long.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me there, S. Felix, what do you do kind of seeing all this?
I would like to further investigate this town for shinies.
15.
Okay, gotcha. 15 on the investigation. And where would you like to drag your character to? As you see most of the group still in like the town square. But there are plethora of houses everywhere.
Yeah, I would like to tell them or make it verbally known that we should look for these goblins because they always have interesting stuff on them as a collector.
Okay, gotcha. Keep going.
I would like to move down to the closest house below me.
Okay,
That one
gotcha.
right
I'll
there.
feed you information in just a second. U.S.
Alright.
As you kind of study this giant hole in the ground, there's no obvious boulder here, but you recall the last time you were here to see Lady Velrosa that there was a huge black stone here once, and it looks like it's been lifted up from the ground.
Interesting.
And you, Felix.
Would I have any
Yep, go ahead.
knowledge on? Would I have any knowledge on the stone itself? Like, would I actually? That stone is.
You would know the history that it's like this stone is a black stone. It's essentially a night stone, which this town was essentially named after. It's been there for decades now, with the Nandar family kind of in control of this settlement, right? So it has like a historical significance, but now it's missing, right? So that's common information that all of you would know as you have like some tie to Lady Velrosa here, okay? And as you, Felix, enter this residence here, You see like a name placard there that says Delphi. And what you find inside of this small cottage is a complete mess. Things have been rummaged through, tables turned over, shelves kind of emptied. What do you do inside here? And then I'll turn back to the other guys.
I kind of mumbled to myself, "Damn goblins, always stealing the good shit."
Mhm.
And then I will.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me as you try to peruse this area for anything of significant value.
Investigation.
Yeah, let me see your passive for a second here. Okay.
22.
22. Okay, so as you're kind of going through here, you can see that majority of like the silverware and things of that nature have been like stripped. But what you do find is that there's a trail that kind of goes outside of a broken window that leads further south towards the windmill down there. You see two distinct tracks.
Everyone's kind of spreading out doing their own thing. Okay, I will follow the tracks, or I will go to the beginning of the tracks as they go outside.
Yep.
And try to see if I can tell where they lead to.
So you see that the tracks lead to this windmill right here. Got that?
Okay. I will slowly make my way to the windmill, but pausing behind this boulder and kind of peeking over, trying to keep myself concealed.
All right, gotcha. Everybody else there in the center of town, as you, Felix, go ahead and do a stealth check. What are you guys doing there at the center of town all together?
I was gonna go into building 8.
Okay, gotcha.
Let's check building 9.
I'm on a goblin hunting trip because the wargs killed the dog.
Okay, you, Lysander, do know that 2 goblins are still chasing chickens until the little farmstead just to your northeast there. Okay. Felix, what are you doing as you see Asmodeus go into one building, S go into another, and Lysander heading towards the northeast?
I think I'm going to bounce across this field over here and check out this little cottage with the boulder sitting out there.
Okay, gotcha. I'll feed you information in just a second, Felix. Or sorry, not Felix. I'm sorry, Victor.
Do I recall if there is a forge of some sort in town?
You do not recall that there's a forge. You do know that there's a trading post that has a bunch of general goods, and that's the store that you see S actually go into there.
Then I will head there as well.
Okay, gotcha. So you, S, hear the footsteps of Victor kind of trailing right behind you, and I'm just gonna kind of go in a circular order here, starting with you first, Asmodeus. As you enter what you know as the Nightstone Inn, right? And as let me actually go ahead and uncover some stuff here for you. Ground floor. There we go. So over there in like the bottom right side, I'm going to transition you right there. And what you find is a dead goblin in the center of this lobby with a huge boulder sitting right next to it. And you see a crossbow bolt sticking from his chest.
Oh, so they were in a... So very cool that you can tell that there was some sort of battle here, or some sort of fight. From what I can understand, or the way that you described it, is that there's definitely some sort of fight here. Can I tell what kind of crossbow bolt it is?
Yeah, go and roll an investigation check for me.
Alright, 12.
A 12. So as you kind of get close to like this dead goblin, you're not able to make out like the type of like bolt or arrow it is, but you do see that it is a very fresh wound.
So this happened recently. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that is what you're able to pick up. Go and roll a perception check for me.
Alright. 14.
14. Okay, I'm gonna leave you in anticipation there. To
yeah.
see what you hear.
My favorite thing.
Lysander, you still see two of these goblins oblivious to you, kind of closing in on the location as you're still chasing a singular chicken. That bell is still ringing throughout town. What do you do?
I'm gonna go across to where I can see them clearly and whisper my hex over to Pojo
Okay, gotcha.
and
Hell yeah.
Eldritch Blast him.
Okay, gotcha. So you, Lysander, I am gonna have you guys roll. I'm gonna have you roll for initiative here in just a second. Just to actually make this a little bit easier on myself, since everybody's kind of spread out here, I'm gonna have everybody roll for initiative one more time, and I'm just gonna keep that order if you guys kind of run into other little goblin patrols throughout this city, or village. Okay.
Okay.
18.
24.
Okay, gotcha.
17.
No, remember, so the only person that's able to kind of pay attention to what Lysander's kind of doing here, based on the vicinity, is probably going to be S, Victor. You as Modus are kind of inside the inn, so you hear like the crack of Eldritch energy going off. But that's all you know. You, Felix, are inside that building, but you hear the crack of energy going off, but that's all you know of right now. Asmodus, you rolled a what? A 14? Gotcha. I got everybody else's initiative. Let me just roll for the goblins. And I got to edit up a couple of things, just editing up some HPs here.
And I have a question. Would I technically be flanking since they don't know I'm there?
No, so flanking actually only applies to melee to melee attacks there.
Okay.
But information there, so this is how we're going to kind of do this, guys. I'm going to do like a single round between Lysander and these goblins, and then kind of rotate it around the group here, since everybody's a little bit spread out, okay?
Okay.
And Lysander, you rolled a 24, so you go ahead and roll your attack there for like the first round of combat here onto Pogo.
24.
Definitely fucking hits, dude. Roll for damage.
That. And so 11 plus 4, 15.
So 15 points of damage as you shoot a blast of Eldritch energy. You're actually surprised at the force of this particular blast, as this goblin's about to pick up this chicken, about to capture it, before you see his head begin to cave in and explode. All right. As you,
Hell yeah.
So you've killed one of these goblins. Transitioning down south there, you all hear like the crack of Eldritch energy for S and Victor. You would paint the scene for you guys real fast. This trading post is like, what you see, it's been definitely been ransacked, like or ramsacked, but you can still make out basic adventuring gear kind of throughout. There's ropes, there's buckets, there's tinder boxes, torches, anything of the basic gear is there. What you do find kind of is like one other goblin rustling behind the counter, as you hear in particular,
where is the gold? God damn it! Fucking humans hate skills them.
What do you guys do?
So I want to attempt to sneak behind him and try and do a backstab.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and roll a stealth for me. It's going to be against his perception. You guys kind of come through the door there.
13.
13. Perception is what? Wisdom?
Perception is wisdom. Yes.
Yeah, wisdom. Sweet. So he rolled the 6, so you can attack at advantage here for me.
Ooh. Here we go. A 10?
A 10. So just as you're about to kind of skewer this goblin with your great sword, he kind of catches you at the last second as the 10 misses. As he kind of jumps back, like hand on scimitar. He's like, filthy humans. Okay.
Okay. And so then I'm going
we're gonna go jump into initiative between me and you for a second, with like Victor added in there in just a second here. Okay, Victor, your initiative was 15, and this is one of just the regular other goblins. Okay, I gotcha. So that's going to be for your action there, S, but you still have your bonus action and your in your movement right now. Since I'm going to say this is like the first round of combat for you, and you still have the higher initiative roll.
Yes, so I'm actually going to do an action in combat, which is where I interact with an object.
Okay.
And then I'm going
well,
to
you already
grab...
used your action, so you have your bonus action.
Yeah, can I use that as a bonus action?
What are you
Or is
trying
that
to do?
considered So basically, since I missed my sword and he jumped out of the way,
Mhm.
I want to take like a pot or something where I can throw it and potentially like hit him in the head so he becomes dazed.
I would say that would count as an action, not a bonus action.
God damn it! Okay. All right, then I will.
I mean, good
scoot-
idea.
I'll scoot back just a smidge and get into a fighting stance.
Gotcha. So as you back away 5 feet, he is going to take an attack of opportunity against you. Okay. With his scimitar as he tries to cut you, but that's an 11, which you managed to just dodge out of the way. It is Victor's your go as you see S and this goblin engaged in combat. What would you like to do?
I am going to go ahead and aim with my crossbow and. So let me go ahead and see if I can hit. 16 to hit.
16 hits. Roll for damage.
All right. 8 damage.
So 8 points of damage there, and this goblin is definitely hurt as you kind of shoot your crossbow bolt that kind of pops out from one of his backs as he kind of holds a hand to where he's bleeding profusely from. Any bonus?
And that will end my turn.
Okay, that's gonna end your turn. Okay, gotcha. So it's gonna be this goblin's turn here, then we'll transition. So he's going to see that he's badly injured. And is going to try to make a run for the door, all right, to probably try to stab you. He's going to enter within your range, but not necessarily leave it S, so no attack of opportunity right here. He's going to make one scimitar attack. No, actually, apologies. S, it is your go.
Aha!
Yep.
I'm gonna take the chance and I'm going to stab him in the back, or
Gotcha.
at least go to do a attack. Let me pull up my.
Yep, go ahead and make a great sword attack against him. Yep, because it was S, then the goblin, and then Victor there.
320.
Nice, yeah, go ahead and roll for damage there.
8 points.
8 points of damage as you manage to lop this goblin's head off as it comes rolling to your feet, Victor. Both S and Victor roll investigation checks for like the immediate area there as I fish over to you, Felix. Sweet 21, and then so 4B.
Fuck.
So
Oh, no.
So you, Felix, enter into another farm. What you find inside is a crushed body of what appears to possibly have been a male. And this body's like underneath one of these boulders that kind of crushed the front of this house. What you do see kind of like scattered like underneath his body are like a couple of gold coins.
I will be taking those because he has no use for them anymore.
So you run over and you manage to scoop up 5 gold coins, right? And you manage to pocket it. But otherwise, much like the other cottage that you were just in, this one is completely ransacked.
I will mutter to myself once again, I gotta find these damn goblins.
You do hear the crack of an eldritch blast in the distance. You also hear like sounds of sword against metal and skin coming from your east. What do you do?
I'm actually going to head to that windmill where those tracks headed to.
Okay, gotcha. So, and as you come out of that cottage, you see like the head begin to just roll out of that trading post at the feet of Victor there. Gotcha. So circling back up here to you, Asmodeus, and whatnot, and then we're gonna keep going around in a little circle here. Asmodeus, what do you do with that perception? You don't hear or see anything in the immediate vicinity with.
So,
But you do,
So,
but you do
I
know there
will-
is a second floor to this building.
yeah. Since I heard the since I heard Lysander cracking out a Eldritch Blast,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just go. I'll come back to this later, and I'm gonna step out, and I'm gonna get right here next to Lysander.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm
And-
gonna add you right into that initiative roll there. So the initiative is going to go you Asmodeus, you Lysander, and then the goblin if it's still alive. Okay.
Okay. And I can see the goblin from where
Yep.
I'm at.
So you come right out, and as like this goblin's fallen over dead, just blood smearing a chicken right in front of it. What do you do?
It's nearing a chicken. Okay, so I would like to take a shot using the ensaring honey.
Okay, gotcha. Well, in steering strike, what's the save?
It is a DC 10 saving
A
throw.
DC 10 deck save.
Regular water.
He rolled
No,
a third.
strength.
Oh, strength save. Gotcha.
Yeah, water.
He rolled a 7.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna shoot first, and then fucking 14.
14 actually just misses on him. He's actually just able to dodge out of the way of that bolt as it streaks towards him.
Okay, so ensaring honey is blase. Yeah, so I think it should.
Yeah, you have to hit with your attack in order
Yeah.
for it to activate there, but it's a concentration spell, so you can concentrate
Yeah.
on it for your next go
Yeah,
around.
that's what I'll do.
Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
And then I will move just a little bit over here and get
Okay.
behind this boulder for the half cover
Gotcha.
and wait my next turn.
Gotcha, Lysander, it's your go as you see Asmodeus kind of break around the corner after you finish blasting the head off this goblin. What do you do? Sin, it's your go, buddy.
My bad, I was muted. I'm gonna whisper my hex over onto him
Okay.
as a bonus action and Eldritch Blast him as well.
Gotcha. Let's go ahead and send it.
That is a nat 1.
Oh, so Eldritch Blast just kind of goes wide, but you see like a spectral ghost almost leap off of the dead goblin and attach itself to this other goblin over here. Any bonus actions or movement?
My movement, I'm just gonna say 10, 20, 30. I'm gonna look at him and just be like, well, your buddy's dead. You're next.
Okay, the goblin stares at you and begins to charge at you as he says, I'll kill you, stabbies! Right, as he's gonna come at you with a scimitar attack. Or scimitar, rather. Well, that's a short bow, my bad. Good thing I fucking re-rolled that one, too, because that was a nat 20 and whatnot. So that was a 12 to hit. A 12 doesn't hit, right?
No, I have a 13.
You have a third. Oh, just barely misses you as you just kind of dodge to the side from this scimitar kind of scraping you. So that ends that goblin's turn there. I believe he's probably going to die the next go around, so let's go ahead and kind of finish this up. Asmodeus, it's your go.
Alright, I'm going to take another shot with the longbow.
Gotcha. Go and roll the hit.
That is a fucking 15.
15,
baby.
15 meets it, beats it. Roll for damage.
So that is 10 points of damage on top of. 1 second. All the ensnaring strike damage.
So 10. So with that 10 and that 15 and whatnot, how do you do it?
So as the bolt lets loose from the arrow right past like Lysander's ear, it hits the goblin like in the neck, like, and just causes him to like just start bleeding out as the stingers pop out of his throat like a bunch of bees like stinging out of his throat.
Gotcha, love it. And he falls over dead, right? You down towards the south here, another crack of eldritch energy, and then the heavy buzz of bees. Victor, it is your go. This goblin's still barely up here. So the goblin, then Victor.
Listen, I cut his head off.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did. Sorry, I didn't mark it there. Gotcha. So Victor, you guys did an investigation check. So what you guys see over there in that trading post, so you go over to like that same location you saw that goblin and you managed to find attacks. So you both managed to find like two well hidden like small gold pouches, each containing 15 gold.
Woohoo!
Obviously kind of kept hidden by like the original establishment owner. Where would you guys like to go?
Well, first I'm gonna add that 15. How much was it?
1.5.
50?
1.5,
Oh,
15.
15. Go ahead and add that to my coin purse real quick. Let me go back to the map here. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of meander around the store as all the chaos is going around. I literally am just unfazed by all of it.
And it's
but
just
I'm
basic adventuring gear like throughout the store, strewn everywhere. Anything in particular you're looking for?
I'm looking for I'm going to try and see if I can use perception for it, but I want to see if I can find what normally is the trader's secret stash. All traders have one.
So the couple of gold coins, you probably figured that was probably the location of where he was keeping some of his extra gold that wasn't already ramsacked by these goblins.
Okay. Alright, so I kind of just peer over and look over to Victor and just be like, well, nothing left.
I would like to check to see if there's any tools or crafting materials I can see within the rubble.
Yep, there certainly are. If you want to take, like, you can find like tinker's tools, smith tools, mason tools, any of the basic tools that are there in the regular like player's handbook. All that stuff's there. You look up something in particular that you want from that list. Just opens up one of the player handbook tabs. Go to adventuring gear and you tell me what you want. Okay? You'll be able to.
I'll just
find
grab
it
the
here.
smithing tools.
Gotcha. So go ahead and add smithing tools to your inventory. All right. As you see S kind of begin to head towards the door. Felix, I'm coming to you in just a second. Anything else you would like to do, Victor? As you hear S kind of say, like, hey, we probably rummaged through this place.
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay, gotcha. So you, Felix, as you're approaching this this windmill here, you do begin to hear. Do you speak Goblin?
I do.
You do speak Goblin, so you're able to understand a conversation between what sounds like two different voices inside here. And you hear what you hear is this.
We got so many of those human slaves. We brought them to the caves. Yeah, I can't wait to get back.
And then you hear the other voice say,
Yes, about the treasures. We got so much silver from these stupid humans.
what do you do, Felix?
Let's see.
You try to peek inside?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to peek in and see if I can figure out where they're positioned.
Gotcha. So let me boom, 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 windmill. So as you kind of like stealthily kind of get closer to that door, you hear the two voices just on the opposite side. So you know they're on the bottom level of that windmill there for you. And that ringing is still going on from that temple. So sounds of battle is still covered.
Would it be possible for me to climb up the windmill
You
to
could
try to
cer-
get
you could certainly try.
advantage from being up top?
You can certainly
Yeah.
try. Go ahead and either do an athletics or acrobatics check. As like the windmill, you can see like a windmill probably about 20 feet, a window in the windmill probably about 20 feet up. But yeah, fucking 24, dude. You're able to scale this building successfully, getting like kind of almost rolling silently to like this loft. And you're probably about 20 feet above these goblins right now with clear vantage. What do you do?
I would like to. Is there any notable difference between the two goblins as far as like gear wise, or?
With your passive perception, no noticeable differences. You can see them both with scimitars, like on their sides, and just real basic leather armor there.
All right. I'm going to.
You okay?
I'm not too close to use my longbow. Is there a minimum distance for that?
Oh, so it's just only stipulation with range weapons. If something's within 5 feet of you, then you have disadvantage unless you have a particular feature that negates that. But otherwise, no. So you can steady your aim and take a shot.
Yep.
Gotcha. Which one do you want to attack here? And of course
I'm
there.
going for.
Gotcha. And of course there is a ladder that goes from like the loft where you are to the ground floor there.
Awesome.
I got you.
I'm going to go for Longo,
okay, though?
the one that I'm assuming is closer to being directly below me.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll to attack for me. And you're
Let's see, that's
attacking at
with-
advantage here.
All right. Advantage.
Yeah, so it's
roll.
going to be you and then the 2 goblins afterwards. 17. Go and roll. for
Rashad,
damage.
give me a 2-minute idle window. I'm gonna go grab beverages for everybody.
I got you. Thanks for the heads up.
Bring me a Coke.
7
Nice.
plus 5.
Nice. 12 points of damage. So you send this bolt kind of through the head of this goblin. You see its eyes kind of like turned inward as like bits of blood drop from its forehead as it falls over dead.
All right. Is there any kind of cover I could possibly take, or?
So you're just in a loft, so it's not necessary. Even if you were to take bonus action hide, like the other goblin would know where you are. But
Okay.
unless he climbs up, you have full cover right now because you kind of like back up a little bit, right?
That's perfect. I'll actually end my turn right there then.
Okay. Well, what you can do though is if you want to take cunning action dodge to have attacks come at disadvantage to you.
Cunning action, you can take.
Yep, cunning action dodge there
Oh,
with your bonus
yeah.
action. Cool. All right, so it's gonna be this other goblin's turn. Seeing his buddy fall over dead, he's gonna look up, be able to kind of like spot where that shot came from, and begin to scramble up that ladder using his movement speed, 30. And he gets up there right next to you as you're kind of huddled down low, and it's going to make a scimitar attack at disadvantage against you for a nat 1, which kind of just completely goes wide before like chipping into a bit of like a wooden beam before he's able to rip it out, whatnot. So that ends his turn. Felix, it's your go.
Does it take any kind of action to switch to my daggers?
No, it does not.
Okay. I would like to attack with my dual-wield daggers then.
Gotcha. So go ahead and attack twice for me.
Let's see. No kind of advantage. Nope. Let's see.
You can take bonus action steady aim still, because you haven't moved yet. It just drops your movement speed to 0 for the turn.
Oh. Okay. I will use steady aim then.
Okay, gotcha. Roll one more time for that first attack there.
15 to hit.
15 meets it, beats it.
All right. Do you want me to roll both hits first or hit damage? Hit damage.
Hit damage.
All right.
Thank you for asking. Appreciate that.
No
Sweet.
problem. First one is 4 damage.
Plus your sneak attack from the advantage.
Is going to be 5, so 9 total.
Gotcha. So you get a good stab, kind of like in his gut, and you kind of rip it out, as you know he's on his last legs.
All right, and then second dagger.
This one's gonna attack at normal. Steady aim only works for one of your attacks. 15.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll. You know what? Fuck it. Meets it, beats it. Go ahead and roll for damage here.
Let's see.
So 4 points. And how do you do it on this second strike that manages to kill this creature? If you want to.
I would want to go for the neck. Just stab it in the neck.
Stab it in the neck. You hear it starts choking on its own blood. And as you rip out your dagger, it kind of like stumbles a bit before falling off of the loft, landing dead next to his buddy down there.
All right.
But that gives you a good vantage point to kind of see over and into a bit of the keep that's in the distance there. So what you're able to see, Felix, and then I'll switch over to you, Asmodeus, and you, Lysander. Actually, go ahead and just get rid of that right there. Okay, boom. Then I gotta change up the camera angle. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Okay, perfect. Sweet. So what you see is that more of these boulders have completely like leveled and destroyed this keep.
Ooh.
Okay. Where would you
All
like
right.
to move or go? Because you don't see anything of value within the windmill there.
Could I see if the goblins had any gold, silver, or any interesting items on them?
Yeah, sure can. So as you go down the loft, you kind of rummage through their pockets. What you find actually is a note written in Goblin, and you speak Goblin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the note says, in like a very rough handwriting here, bring back any silver and forks that you find in town. We're going to eat these humans.
Mm.
Okay. And then in the other
All right.
goblin, you managed to find just like three gold coins, probably taken from one of these other residences.
All right.
Okay. Sweet. Bouncing back over to Asmodeus and Lysander up there as you guys have killed those two goblins. What are you guys doing?
I worked my way back into the keep to explore that a little bit more.
Okay. Do you
So
fill,
I was
do you
gonna
fill
check-
Lysander in on anything?
I would assume that he saw me kind of work my way back in.
Okay. Lysander.
If not, it's okay.
So Lysander, you see Asmodeus begins to head back inside the inn. What do you do?
Go into number 7.
Okay, gotcha. So going to you, Asmodeus there. So keep going there for me.
I would like to check out 8P, the room right next to this ground floor, like this first
Gotcha.
one that I walked into. So I want to see what's in this next room.
Gotcha. And as you open up that next room, it goes to where you can see like the outside. As a section of this lodge has been completely crushed by a very large boulder.
Almost like they had a catapult or something that were being fired upon them. And I'm going to work my way back out and start working my way to the second floor, but I'm gonna do it stealthily.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
And
And then
yeah,
I'm gonna
13.
Erase this right here. Sweet, 13. So you feel like you're being pretty sneaky here. Not.
And in this hallway.
Go and roll the perception for me.
Yeah, that's what I was literally about to ask. Perception. That is a 17.
A 17. So you begin to hear what might be footsteps coming from 8F there.
8F. Okay. Do I hear any voices?
No voices, just very soft footsteps, as if somebody's trying to be quiet, but they're not as quiet as you.
Alright, I'm going to get up to 8F and put my ear to it and see what I can hear.
Okay, gotcha. So, and as you put your ear to the door, go ahead and roll another stealth check for me.
It's funny because
I
was like, yeah, we get 200,000
That is a 14.
A 14, and then roll a perception.
Perception is gonna be fucking 3.
Okay, gotcha. So, as you kind of put your ear to the door there, you still feel that you're being pretty stealthy, but you don't hear those same footsteps that you once heard before.
Okay, so it's like somebody doesn't want me to notice. I'm just gonna open up the door and walk in.
Okay, gotcha. And I'm going to leave you there for just a second. Transitioning over to you, Lysander, as you enter this other building here. And it's a pretty big hayloft here. And what you go ahead and roll a perception check for me. In this hayloft, it's literally meant to like tend to different animals. So there's hay and like a bunch of different I don't know what they're called. Like there's divisions and where horses like are normally put up.
Stables.
Stables. There you go. Thank you.
I rolled a 3.
A 3. Okay, so you kind of take a look around and there's no animals in the immediate vicinity. But what you don't see is and there's also a loft right above you. What you don't see is or hear like the steady pull of a bow that looses an arrow at you as you enter this area. This guy's gonna. So you're going. So it's 17. Does a 17 hit?
It does. Hang on 1 second. Yes, it does hit. I was just reading something. Sorry.
No worries. Meets it, beats it. So as you enter like this hayloft, you're gonna take 5 points of piercing damage as a crossbow is able to kind of punch through your mage armor there, and hit you right in the shoulder.
Okay.
And what you see, let me. Boop, boop, boop. You're over there in 7A. There you go. Boop. Is another little goblin situated in the loft just above you.
His name is Derp.
I was gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna just look at him and be like, do you want to die or do you want to just surrender?
Drop your shit, little human, or I'm going to give you the good stabbies. I already wounded you.
I'm gonna whisper my hex onto him.
Okay.
And
how long? What's the duration on hex?
It lasts for an hour.
Lasts for an hour. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's a concentration lasting for an hour.
Gotcha. I do need to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on it, though, because you did get hit.
19.
Sweet. So you're still focusing, and that hex manages to kind of latch onto this goblin, who kind of gives like a little bit of a shudder, not knowing what happened to him, before he aims his scimitar right back at you, issuing you threats.
I'm gonna say you should have just given up and cast an Eldritch Blast.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and roll to hit for me here.
30-20.
Ooh, yeah, of course that hits. Roll for damage.
That is a 10 plus a 4, 14.
Sweet. How do you do it?
I'm just gonna look at him and have the Eldritch energy come out of me and just cut him in half from the stomach up.
And the other half of its body kind of falls from the loft, like bouncing off of the stone that's right underneath it. As that
Can
goblin is now
I
dead.
save him? Oh, I was gonna say, can I like save him from like hitting the stone?
Oh, you cut him in half, dude. He's dead, right?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I just want to not mess up his pretty face.
yeah, that's perfectly fine. You managed to kind of divert him just enough to where his head doesn't smash into the boulder. So you can like kind of take trophies from him if you wish.
My trophies are toes, so I'm gonna go up there and grab that. But I want to check his pockets on his shirt and see if he has any money on him.
Gotcha. And as you manage to rumble through his pockets here, what you find are 10 silver darts. You might just have to like add that to your notes there. 10 silver darts.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go up to the top loft.
Okay. When you go up to the top loft, and there's nothing of particular interest up here.
I'm taking a toe.
Okay, from his severed body. Gotcha.
Yes.
And whatnot. So you managed to harvest another one there. Going back over to US and Victor. Mikey there. Thomas.
Yes, I was reading.
Gotcha.
I was reading something.
I gotcha. It's back on. It's back on to you guys.
All right, so I made my way down to area 4 Gulf.
Okay, gotcha. You, Victor, see S begin to head out. Do you follow, or do you do something else?
Yeah, fuck it. I'll stick with them.
Okay, gotcha. So US, as you're kind of approaching this this field here, you spot 2 other goblins, both with pumpkins on their heads that have no eye holes. As you can see that they're probably playing a game of like blind tag.
I look over and I'm like,
do we even need to bother?
We should, to be on the safe side.
Very interesting.
I guess.
So I will make my way over and kind of like see if I can be kind of quiet about it. And I want to play with one of them. And I want to throw. Hang on. First, let me ask: is there any pumpkins around me?
There are. There's a bunch of like smashed ones, but you do find other whole ones.
Okay, so I want to find the closest whole pumpkin.
Yep, you managed to find one. It's probably anywhere between like let's say about like 2 pounds or so.
All right, I want to throw it at Blick.
Okay, gotcha.
And I want to see if I start a mind game with these
Gotcha.
guys.
Just go ahead and roll the hit with like your great sword +5 there. Okay.
Okay.
And do it at 21. Yeah, so you managed to kind of nail him right in the back, causing him to kind of stumble forward a bit. And you hear this goblin begin to curse. Do either of you guys speak Goblin? S or Victor?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
So
After I do that, I immediately look over to Victor and I do like a gesture where, since my mask doesn't hides almost all of my face,
Uh-huh.
I just look over and I put my finger up to where my mouth would be, and I just look right at Victor.
Victor, you
I'm gonna
see
just
this?
lean up. Yeah, I'm gonna just lean up against the post, cross my arms, and cradle my crossbow in and just watch him.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. So you see these like this other goblin that you just hit with the pumpkin. You see it start to kind of like stamp on its feet, kind of bang on its little pumpkin head as it's trying to perhaps try to like tear it off.
I chuckle softly to myself.
You chuckle softly. Go ahead and roll a stealth at disadvantage for me.
Damn it. I mean, 5.
Oh, so and as you let out a soft chuckle, both of the goblins like kind of stop moving for a second. Still looking around, obviously with still pumpkins on their head. Before you hear, but don't understand. Right? And then these goblins are going to like kind of rip off these pumpkins from their heads and spot you two. Victor, since you're kind of still posting guard here, you want to like that initial loose of your crossbow bolt on one of these guys?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it with to flick.
Gotcha. This is going to count as your action for this first round of combat, but I'll have you go first, followed by S. Then it's your regular turn, and then the goblin's going last. Okay, so go and roll to hit onto flick. Roll the 13. which misses. Okay. S, it's your go. Great sword in hand. What do you do?
I'm definitely going to do a great sword slash at the closest one in front of me, so Blick.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and roll to attack for me.
23.
23? Yeah, definitely hits. Roll for damage.
Whoops, wrong dice, sorry. There we go. 10 damage.
So 10 points of damage there, and you have the chance to not like you meet and beat like his HP there. So as you kind of come across his head with your greatsword, you don't necessarily kill him, but he does fall unconscious.
Okay.
Any bonus actions or movement that you want to use?
I will. Let me see. I will actually move kind of like right here in the path of the exit so that Flick doesn't get any ideas of escaping.
Okay, gotcha. And as you look around, like it is a fence that's only maybe about 3 foot high or so. So, but I get the intent and I love it. Victor, it's your go. You have your bonus action and your movement left over for this first round.
All right, I am going to. Also, what actually can I do as action? We haven't gotten hit yet, have we?
I don't believe so.
Okay, then I'm not gonna bother trying to use my protector, and I'm just going to pass.
Okay, gotcha. And as you pass, where the hell is it? Oh, I'm on the wrong fucking screen. That's why. So as you end your turn there, the goblin in front of you, S, is going to see you knock his friend unconscious. And it's going to choose to move back like 5, 20, or 30, right? Kind of jumping over that fence there. And he's going to yell out a cry that you're not able to understand. That's what you're going to hear, right? Before he's going to turn to ready his short bow at you.
Oh.
So aiming at you, the arrow's gonna just sail wide for a 6. Okay. And then 2 more goblins are going to come into view here. You, Felix, are able to see this battle kind of raging with S and Victor and a couple of goblins. What do you do real fast, Victor?
I would like to move.
Okay. Would you like to join the fray?
I would.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm gonna say you're able to move kind of just up against this boulder just as this other goblin gets to do his war cry. So I'll let you go, and then it's gonna be the top of the order with S, Victor, goblins, and then you, Felix. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right, gotcha. S, it's on you.
All right, I'm going to make my way over here and hop over here, since it's my all my movement speed.
Yep.
And I'm going to assume battle stance when I'm looking at Flick.
Okay, gotcha. So if anybody comes within 5 feet of you, you're going to use your reaction to attack, or do you take the dodge action to have things attack you at disadvantage?
I'm going to do the dodge.
Okay, gotcha. Any attacks that you will have disadvantage. Victor, it's your go with goblins on deck.
All right, I'm going to move 10, 200. Actually, almost that was right there. So I'm gonna move behind this.
Gotcha, giving yourself some extra cover as you can ready your crossbow there.
Yep, and I'm gonna go ahead and attack Flick. And this time, I'm gonna fucking hit him.
Okay, gotcha. Go and roll to attack for me. As you, Felix, see Victor,
I don't. Fuck.
Your bolt just goes wide, hitting the side of the building there as the goblin kind of turns to you and lets out a bit of a laugh.
That ends my turn.
That ends your turn? Cool. The goblin's turn here. So seeing his friends kind of come into view there, this one's going to charge right at you. These two are 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30 there. Flick here is going to make a scimitar attack against you at disadvantage there, S, as you see a goblin get low for a 22. 22 hits.
Ouch.
Right. As you take 5 points of slashing damage as he's managed to kind of get past your guard. You're going to see the goblin behind him ready a short bow to aim at you, Victor. Remember, you have +5 to your AC right now. So that's a 16, which probably misses.
Yep.
So 16 misses as that arrow kind of hits the boulder right in front of you. And then Schnock over here is going to try to do the same thing and aim a short bow at you as he launches an arrow for a 22. There's a 22 hit.
Miss.
22 misses, right? Because your AC is 23 right now, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Right, so this other arrow hits the boulder and shatters right in front of you. As these two goblins in the back kind of become upset that they're missing. Felix, it's your go with S on deck.
All right, I'm going to take steady aim and ready my longbow.
Okay.
Actually, I don't need to take steady aim if I'm going for Flick, do I?
Correct.
All right, I'm going to.
You just attack at normal though. You just get your sneak attack. You won't be attacking at advantage.
Ah, got you. Okay, then I will take the steady aim.
Steady aim to give you the advantage. Got it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let's see. To hit advantage.
And while you're rolling that
20.
damage, nice. Go ahead and roll for damage. And S, you take a closer look at these two particular goblins in front of you. Right, and you know that they're distinctly different from like other normal goblins, right? Like they have a little bit more sneakiness to them. For that 19 points of damage. As how do you kill Flick here, Felix?
I would like to aim for the forehead.
So
and it goes straight through the forehead.
Straight through the forehead, and you almost kind of like still S's kill as he's about to come in for like another greatsword swing. Before the goblin falls over dead.
So, a quick little insert. I'm gonna look behind me and do that little anime, like 4-pointed star on my forehead. Just pew.
Does that end your turn, Felix?
Are they within earshot of me?
They are. Yep, everybody's, including the enemies, are within earshot. You all still hear the ringing of that bell, still covering the sound of battle.
Okay. I will just announce my kill, my loot.
I love it. Love it.
And that will end my turn.
Gotcha. So, top of the order here, real fast. That's right. Asmodeus is still up in the inn. Got you. After this combat's over, it's going to go back to Asmodeus. But Lysander, as you exit the loft there, you do see battle happening in the field to the south. What do you do? Get right in it? Sweet. Right, so as you're able to kind of go past that trading post and come to within view, you see S kind of turn back, and then you hear, you see S kind of turn back to Felix before Felix kind of announces, like, my kill. So Lysander, if you want to go now, you can, and then S, you'll be on deck.
Okay. He's unconscious.
Yep, that one's unconscious. You've got 2 live ones still. This one right here and this one right here, both with short bows in hand. Sin, you there, buddy?
I think he muted.
Said I was gonna. Yeah, I did. I said I was gonna throw a hex on Snock and throw Eldritch Blast at him, which is a 22 to hit.
22? Yeah, definitely hits. Go and roll for damage.
Boop. And boop. 8 and 2 is 10.
Just enough, but as this Eldritch Blast smacks him right in the face, it doesn't implode his head like the other ones, but it kind of meets his. You see him fall unconscious. Kind of slumps over the fence there. Any bonus actions?
I already used my bonus action, but as a free action, I'm gonna look over at S and be like, "Did I say something? Did we say something about taking kills?"
As you hear him, and it's your go with Felix, or sorry, not Felix on deck, but Victor on deck.
So I'm going to move up to Larv, and I'm going to attack.
Okay.
Excuse me, shit. Let's see what we got going on here. Damn, 9.
9, as you come down with your greatsword, he kind of like dodges to the left before he laughs at you. Stupid human. Any bonus actions? I don't think so quite yet, huh?
Not yet. Because the only other things I have is the only other bonus action I have is a second wind, but that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything right now. Victor, it's your go as you hear one of these goblins chuckle and laugh at S. What do you do?
Crossbow.
Crossbow right at him. Gotcha. Roll to attack.
17.
17 hits. Roll for damage as your bolt manages to find purchase at this goblin.
9.
9 points. It kind of slams right into like the side of this goblin's neck, squirts out blood, but he's able to kind of put a hand to it as he's on his last legs here.
And that's all I can do, so in my...
Okay, gotcha. And I believe it's the goblin's turn, and then it's yours, Felix, right? So this goblin bleeding profusely here. Go ahead and do an intimidation check for me, S.
Oh, with pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
How does a 18 work?
So like as the goblin kind of holds the side of his neck from the crossbow bolt kind of still lodged there, he looks up at you, and that laugh kind of turns into kind of like cries of terror almost. As he's going to attempt to try to run away from you. All right. And you
can I do an opportunity attack?
You may.
Oh hell yeah! Come here, motherfucker.
12. A 12. So you try to swing at him, but he manages to kind of just stumble. You think it's like by the grace of God that you just miss. So he's able to gain a little bit of distance on you there as he moves outside of your attack range. He's going to take out his short bow, bleeds profusely from the neck, and loose 1 arrow at you.
Attack.
For a 21. Does a 21 hit?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Sweet. So on this last-ditch arrow, you take 4 points of piercing damage as he manages to just kind of clip you right in the forearm before he puts his hand up to his neck again as he's on his last legs. Felix, it's your go.
Oh, damn it. I was going to do a little animation.
Oh, you can. What's the animation that you do?
So if you said he hits my forearm?
Yeah. This kind of
So when
scrapes
I
right
go to-
over you.
Yeah, I let it scrape over or hit me, whatever. But I keep my eyes locked on him to make sure I'm still intent. I got my eye on you, bitch.
Gotcha. All right, and you still see the fear in this goblin's eyes. Felix, it's your go. What do you do? Chandler, it's your go.
I would like to try to finish off Larv over here, since S could not.
Yep. He's about 80 feet or so from you. But you're using a longbow, right? So I think that's well within
Yes.
range.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Gotcha. Go ahead and roll at normal, unless you take steady aim. You can do
Bless
it.
you.
Yeah, I like this boulder, so I'm
Sweet.
going to use steady aim.
All right. Attack
I
at
like that
advantage here.
boulder. That is a nice boulder.
Yeah, it's a nice
nice
boulder. It is a nice.
It's a good rock. Good rock.
15.
15 meets it, beats it. Roll for damage here. As you see the goblin begin to kind of turn to try to run away, as your freaking arrow slams through his back and kind of shoots out from his chest, piercing his heart. As he kind of tumbles over and he falls over dead.
I would like to look at S and just say, mine.
I turn around
how
and
do
I
you
give.
respond?
I turn around without even like making any kind of gesture or facial feature. I just simply put a hand up and give him a very lovely introduction to my pet bird.
Okay. Love it.
Okay.
We're gonna take a quick 10-minute break. Okay. We'll reconvene on the hour mark, so it's like more like 8 minutes or so. So go pee, go grab a snack or something like that. And then we've got just only one more hour because I'm gonna max it out as a 3-hour session. But great job, everybody. I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab me a snack.
Wow,
We're
the
gonna be
DM
very
going
good
to
friends.
the DM trying to use the bathroom in the middle of a session.
I
How
know
rude!
it's
How rude.
how rude.
And he still hasn't gone. Go! I like his fucking chair. His chair is dope as shit.
Yeah, that's the Targaryen
Dungeons and
seal.
Dragons.
No, that's Targaryen seal from
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Is there?
The house
Do they have
seal.
3 computers?
Yeah, they have the one for the kids, one is Rashad's, and one is Xena's.
Hmm.
I know, right? I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
What's going on? Sorry, I'm actually my staff. Well, do I just... Right. You know what, sir? Makes you sick of shit. It smells like you. Coming into my store and trading my stuff. No. As I was saying, every day, Alan has to deal with customers like you trading shit. Tell us, get the word up. So many seconds. Yes. I appreciate it. 100%. Years of service that you've carried. I appreciate it. I really want you to know that the place wouldn't be the same. Thanks, Thank you so much. Right, what can we do for you? Just
So after messing around a little bit, this is what I gathered 85, 21, 36.
It doesn't work.
It's not incredibly clear, but hopefully this will be enough to unlock the student office.
Is
Everything else. And I'll probably do this for today. I just really want something to happen
like the way you move around.
before this.
Look at that stuff.
Since this game is a side quest here and there,
Yeah. Now what I have to do,
I just if you think it guys.
and take a problem. Play a lot of PlayStation games. space bar, jumping way. Right?
We gotta get back up.
Jumping. What? Now,
Let's see
you know,
here.
space bar. Run out of
Plus I
jumps.
gotta
How am
stop.
I supposed to play Mario if I run out of jumps? Right? Problem number 3,
Colin.
the biggest problem, probably.
I have a flag control. The fucking Holland is killing. Why does he open the door so slow from the side? Yeah. It's not understand. That's just starting throwing shit. Put that as fire extinguisher.
No, I'm like, shitty keyboard. If you said it,
I'm not sure if it's made one of those.
All right, gotcha. Alex, you there?
Mhm.
Okay. Hey, when we come back and reconvene, I'm gonna start with you first.
Yep.
I'm gonna start with you first, and then everybody else is kind of all grouped together, whatnot. But yeah, when we come back, I'm gonna jump back to you. Okay, buddy?
Yeah, no, that sounds good to me. I was hoping that I could find a cat.
Oh, maybe.
Like that's what I was thinking. Is like if someone's like trying to be sneaky but not be sneaky at the same time, it's like I think that that's a cat. Like just like scurrying around for food or something.
Just want to say,
trifling complaint.
to get back to
Yeah, and see, like I remember us talking about this earlier throughout the week. How like I wanted to change some of the name of my spells, like but they just do the same thing, but it just has a different name.
Yeah, no, it's totally cool.
Yeah, so that's why I was like saying Honey Strike or Swarm of Thorns or Stinger of Thorns, Hail of Stingers, stuff like that. Just because it it matches the
Yeah,
vibe.
I mean, hopefully I'm able to pick up on it pretty quickly.
Yeah, no,
or if anything, if you wanted to describe the spells like that way, that would help me out and won't leave me a little less confused.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'm cool with either or. I like it. I think it's cool. Got a couple more minutes here. Okay.
Come on.
But yeah, no, see, so that was the idea. So it was like, instead of fairy fire, it's like,
Bee fire.
pollen of fire or pollen fire.
No, that sounds fun.
Kind of, because it's like it's based around bees.
Yeah.
So bees move pollen from plant to plant, so on and so forth, and then of course they make honey. So honey strike because it's ensnaring. So it's like it's making them not move as fast, and they're taking damage as they're moving.
No worries, I gotcha. It sounds and looks cool. I like it.
Yeah, so that's the idea that I had.
Yeah, man, you
And I'm glad that
guys
you're so happy
split
to
the
let me
fucking
do it.
party. You all split the party.
You did. You did the one thing that you're not supposed to do in D&D. We split the party.
It's okay. Everybody's got to have their little bits of exchange there. Victor, shit. Tom, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sweet. Just some for information right now. The only one that is injured a little bit is going to be S there. Okay. The damage was able to kind of punch through those temporary hit points there. So that's just for your knowledge in particular.
All right.
Hey! My temporary hit points were hurt too.
Yes, yours were.
I took an arrow to the fucking shoulder. Thank you.
Yes, you did.
But it's okay.
All right.
Okay, is
So-
everybody back? I'm gonna be checking around.
Yes.
I hear Mikey, Sin, you there?
Of course.
Sweet. Chandler, you there?
Yep.
Cool. Alex, you there? I see you just muted yourself. I think he was just talking.
Yeah, no, I'm still here. I was
Gotcha,
just
and Tom's
looking at something real quick.
Okay, guys, so I'm gonna jump back to Osmodius over here within the Nightstone Inn, and then I'm gonna jump back to all of you guys since you're all kind of huddled together there, right? So you, Asmodeus, as you open the door, what you find... Now, it's because I've got to go back to my other screen for a second. What you see is... Boop. Is a human female. All right.
Hello, man.
So what you see is a human female, and how she's described is a middle-aged woman with brown eyes and light blonde hair, dressed in like lightish robes. You see, kind of put into the corner, a crossbow. But as you kind of enter the room, she's kind of taken aback from you, as if she's scared.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, ma'am. My name is Asmodeus, and I'm going to hand her one of my business cards for B Suite Inc.
Gotcha. So this woman kind of takes a look at your business card before kind of looking back up at you as she...
Oh my god, I thought you were one of the goblins.
No, ma'am, I'm a friendly elf. Good to meet you. Would you like to get out of here and we try to get you somewhere a little bit safer?
Certainly, I managed to kill one of the beasts, but I was afraid his friends might find him. But there's more. They're scattered throughout the entire village. It was horrible.
Oh, well, from what I can kind of, gather from the situation, I know that we've gotten rid of quite a few, at least myself and my friend. I don't know, I'm pretty sure that the rest of my party has dealt with the other ones accordingly. If you want to, just step out of here, get somewhere a little bit safer, and get closer to my friends over here, if you want to come with me, that's perfectly fine. Or if you decide to, dip off to your ways, be my guest. But I just make sure that you're safe first.
Gotcha. And as you continue to speak to her, you see something begin to kind of crawl out from like the inside of her boot, and it looks like a snake that starts kind of wrapping around her leg, and slowly make its way up her back before perching onto her shoulder there.
Oh, right? You have a friend.
And as you kind of take a look at the snake and say as it's a friend, you see like what appears to be like white feathers kind of collapsed onto its back before it kind of splays forward, almost like in a intimidating, like, you know how some animals kind of like shoot out its feathers. It's like peacocking.
It's trying to scare me.
Yeah, it's trying to peacock at you, right? As the female begins to say,
well, my name is Kayla, and I would definitely appreciate the you stop that, Frel.
And you see you kind of like pop the snake on the head there, as she continues.
But the goblins came after the rock fell. The giant, they came and destroyed the town. I'm here as just a trap. Yeah, they're the ones that dropped the boulders across this city from the sky.
Goodness.
I tried to escape with the others. Everybody headed north, but I got knocked unconscious, and I woke up here, and then goblins were swarming all over the village. I was so afraid.
Oh yeah, no, I would not doubt it at all, ma'am. But if like I said, just come with me. Your pet snake can come as well.
Okay.
I would not mind at all taking the companion.
Yes, please.
And as she says that, she kind of like reaches forward to try to like grab one of your arms to kind of hold you close, as if she's really, really scared.
Yeah, no, so Asmodeus is gonna take her in as kind of like how when people put like an arm over somebody's shoulder, like carry them to help them walk out of somewhere. So it's kind of like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm kind of assisting her out, like walking her out of the building.
Out of the building, go to the ground floor there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, trying to get outside and try to see where my friends are.
And so you're able to look directly south, and you catch a glimpse of Victor still kind of leaning up against the boulder with like bits of blood kind of streaming down towards the west from that sidewalk there. Kayla is still kind of like hugged up against you.
No, it looks like my friends kind of dealt with the rest of our problems. Let's go ahead and meet them.
Are your friends are they as friendly as you? You guys aren't bandits, are you?
Oh no. We're like myself and my partner Lysander are actually out here trying to figure out what's going wrong with my hives back at home, why they're not making honey, and the other group of misfits, as I would call them, we aren't really bandits. We're more or less trying to investigate and see what's going on, so we can try to solve the bigger problem.
Okay, gotcha. And you see like big brown trusting eyes as she follows you as you manage to reconvene with the rest of your group. And so now you all are coalesced together. You do know that let's do a group history check actually. Yeah, let's do a group history check.
All right.
Yeah.
17 for me.
Yeah, 17, 18, 12, 15. Yeah,
15.
okay, cool. So what you all recall is probably the number of distinct tracks that you've probably seen. And you know that the number of goblins you've killed so far 2 tracks are probably missing, or there's probably 2 more goblins throughout this this village here. Okay? And
Alright.
you still hear the ringing of that bell coming from the temple.
So at this point, I would like to commune with everybody that,
Mhm.
in case if you guys are wondering, there's 2 more ringing the bell.
That's
got
fun.
it.
Let them have their fun.
Yep, and
My thought.
the show is on you guys as you.
I want to immediately execute this goblin in front of me.
How do you execute him? So gruesome.
As I'm walking past him, unconscious, I just take my greatsword and kind of use it as like a makeshift walking stick to impale the goblin as I'm walking.
Nice. You all see S do this. What does everybody else do?
I'm
I'm
going
gonna
to
laugh.
I'm going to the next unconscious one. I'm going to take my jar of special sticky honey
Okay.
and pour it on him to keep him stuck to the ground. So kind of like he's restrained, and I'm going to wake him up and start asking questions.
As he's doing that, I'm going to quickly walk up and point my greatsword at this goblin's neck, because I think you said from my check, I recognize that these goblins are different.
Yeah, exactly.
Would I understand that difference to a specific, or do I
Just not necessarily the typical goblin warrior. Maybe a little bit more beefy. Probably does a little bit more extra damage.
Felix would like to
Investigate those 2 corpses there.
Flick and Larv.
Gotcha. All right.
Or Stock. Whichever 2 he killed, I forget the exact 2.
No worries. This is Flick and Larv there. So, all right, I got you. Victor, what are you planning on doing there? As you see Asmodeus and S kind of convening on Bilk. There's a mysterious female that kind of comes into view. I'll play her in a second. Lysander seems to be going down there to the south, right past you, Felix. As you catch Felix kind of sorting through some bodies. What does Victor do, seeing all this happening?
First, Victor is going to be with everyone close by. Gonna go ahead and use my ability once more, the Protector, to give everyone 10 HP.
Gotcha. So go ahead and
that's
roll.
gonna be.
And the way so temp HP doesn't stack, guys. It's typically whatever the new value is. It's either you take it or you keep whatever value you still have if you have temp HP. All right.
So if we're possibly injured, can that number potentially heal?
No, it's temporary hit
No.
points. It's just temp HP. It doesn't actually heal you, but that's 7.
And it's gonna be 7, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
so-
after, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so yeah, exactly. So, Lysander, that matches yours at 7. So S, you can get 7 HP, and then Victor, Felix, and Asmodeus. You guys, if you guys wanted to take the 7 over your 10, you can, but I imagine you won't.
Nah, I'm good on keeping the 10. But I'm pretty sure Kayla behind me would very much appreciate the healing.
She is gonna get 7 temporary hit points from you, Victor.
Okay.
Felix.
All right, and
Yep. Sorry. Go. Keep
after
going.
that, I want to go ahead and investigate Snock.
Okay. Gotcha. So Felix, I'm gonna deal with Felix, Victor, Asmodeus, and S, and then come to you, Lysander, last here. Okay. So Felix, what you find on this goblin, which is 4G. So you find like a sack of loot that's on Flick, and as you open it up, it looks like a lot of mundane items. There's just like a tinderbox, like a smoking pipe. You do catch a stuffed teddy bear, and a gambling set of 3 dragon. But there's no gold attached to him, right? And
Is there anything shiny? Any shiny items?
So
Not necessarily of value, but
yeah, as you open the pockets of Larv, not necessarily anything on Flick. And as you open up the pockets on Larv and kind of like push over his corpse there, what you find inside there is almost a tray full of like silverware, between like forks, knives, and spoons made of silver, right? And I'll give it a value at the end of the session there.
All right.
You, Victor, as you go ahead and roll over Schnock here, What you find is a couple of a small pouch of 5 gold attached to him, right? And you, S and Asmodeus, as you begin to slap Bilk to wake him up, and you, S, have your greatsword pointed at him, you hear the mysterious female just behind you kind of pipe up.
Asmodeus, I thought you said they were nice. That man, he just slaughtered that sleeping goblin. I know they're goblins, but wow.
Well, the goblins did attack first, I'm assuming, right, S? As I give a concerning look.
Without looking up, I do like a kind of like an inside joke between me and Asmodeus, and I just simply say, "Can confirm."
Can confirm.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
And then the goblin starts coming to. Asmodeus, go ahead.
So I'm going to look at this goblin and go, well, what's your name?
Do you speak goblin?
I speak ogre.
You speak? Okay, cool. Same.
Fuck you.
No, well, that's not nice. Do you wanna rough him up a little bit there, S?
I would like to initiate an unarmed strike.
Oh, yeah, so you managed to kind of just whack this goblin in the mouth. Go ahead and do an intimidation check at advantage for me.
Me or S?
S.
How does a 22 work?
22. So as your fist kind of connects with this goblin, you can see some nangled teeth kind of drop onto the floor as you hit some out. As the goblin kind of like spits out blood as he says,
It's okay, just stop, you stupid human.
I'm not human. I'm an elf. I don't know what.
Elf.
Yeah, well, you can go fuck yourself too. Anyway.
Do I hear this?
Why are y'all here?
You do.
I'm gonna as he's says "fuck you, elf." I'm gonna send an Eldritch Blast right in front of him, not to hit him, but to scare him a little bit more, and be like, "You'll respect my boss."
Gotcha. Go ahead and do an intimidation at advantage for me. As you're gonna ask that question, Asmodeus, as this Eldritch Blast kind of kicks up some dirt, a 21, perfect, and whatnot. And just as that Eldritch Blast kind of explodes in between his legs, almost like clipping his balls there, you're gonna see his eyes open up wide with fright. As he will answer any of your questions, Asmodeus.
Deal. So why are you here?
They're here because the village was abandoned. We saw an easy target.
So you saw easy prey to attack, and instead of being normal and just trying to help, you decide that it's a good idea to ransack and rummage through these people's personal belongings?
They were already under attack. We just took what was theirs and took a couple of slaves.
I get real close to this goblin's face as I give him a chance to look at my eyes behind my mask.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do. Can I stack intimidation, or is he already as intimidated as it gets?
Oh, he's pretty fucking scared. He's willing to tell you guys any information that he knows.
Okay, so I give him a chance. I say I give him an opportunity. I say I want you to look directly in my eyes and answer. Define abandoned.
I misspeak. The village was attacked. The storm giants we saw from the edge of the woods dropped boulders all over and lifted the big black rock. We wanted the rock so much, but the giants took it. Then the little humans, they ran north towards our cave, the Dripping Cave.
All right, Dripping Cave, very important.
Okay. I'm going to make sure
and
I remember that.
We captured some humans that came to our cavesies, and now we're going to eat them.
And
I look over at I kind of look over at Asmodeus and give him that blank look of should I kill him?
Okay, gotcha. Chandler, you say something?
Yeah, I was gonna have Felix walk up after hearing the conversation, and he kind of flips his dagger. How what's her fucking Gamora?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
she has her daggers, like flips them up,
Okay.
and so he's like, "Where's all of the good shit?
So, and as
Where
you,
is all of the loot?"
as you say that, you see him start to kind of urinate on himself and soak the ground kind of underneath
Not
him.
nasty.
Right. Kella, right behind you as Modus kind of takes a step back, but you, Felix, go ahead and roll a perception check for me as you ask that question.
Perception. Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. So you still see that distinct, like, snake with wings on the shoulder of Kayla, and you've worked with shady people in the past before, and you know that Zentaran members are typically ones that have these creatures as pets.
Okay, I'm assuming she's with us, correct? Yes, I see her over there. I will make my way over to her and ask her what she's doing here.
Okay, gotcha. So the goblin's unable to answer your question about where the rewards are. But he kind of hesitantly points towards the north, and he sees this the caves. It's like other goblins took the stuff. And then you go over to ask that question to Kayla there, who turns to you, still kind of like light brown eyes, kind of looking at you, soft features, as she says, I'm a traveling monk here. And as I told your nice friend Asmodus here, the village came under attack when I was here. I got knocked unconscious, and then goblins were everywhere, so I hid in the Nightstone Lodge. I managed to kill one of them. So when it comes to active rolls, describe for me what you want to try to peel from instead of calling for a check, right?
I think she's lying.
Gotcha. So go ahead and roll for an insight for me.
Does she look injured at all?
No, she does not look injured.
Okay.
7.
A 7. So you're kind of listening to her story, kind of taking a look at her facial features, but you're unable to pick up any like obvious bluffs.
Since I have the history of working with shady people, do I automatically know that there was another reason for her to be here? Like, do I already know she's lying?
You automatically know about the snake and that they tend to be tied to like other types of rogues and thieves guilds and things of that nature.
Okay.
Does that make sense there? So nothing about her per se, but the snake.
I guess this. I will ask her how she came upon the snake.
Have you checked your bum?
She came upon the snake. Like,
well, Brill here, he's been a part of my family for ages. These things tend to live for very long, but are we going to get out of here? Perhaps, or
I would like to say, cut the monk bullshit. What are you really doing here?
Okay, gotcha. And she looks at you as you say that. And she says,
I truly am a monk. Here, like, take a look at my prayer beads here.
As she kind of like rummages into one of her pouches and brings out like a set of prayer beads. What else? What do you do? Are you trying to like intimidate her?
Essentially, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go ahead, Mikey.
I want to assist in that intimidation with a little bit of persuasion by walking past the goblin and doing the same thing that I did to Snock and practically executing him.
Okay, practically executing him. Gotcha. So this goblin falls over dead from your strike there. As the rest of you guys see S and Felix kind of taking the lead in this interrogation, what's everybody else doing as you, Felix, go ahead and roll an intimidation at advantage for me. Either intimidation or persuasion, your choice. And while he's rolling that, what's everybody else doing?
Well, I guess we didn't need him any longer, as Modius
Yeah, you picked up the majority of the information that you were going to get. So 19
Yeah.
from Felix on intimidation. Great. Okay.
I won't be able to tell whether or not she's lying, but can I investigate like what I can see about her to see if maybe there's something that will give us like a clue as to why she's really there?
Go ahead and roll an insight check as you're kind of combing through her words to see if there's any messages. Same thing for you, Felix. Go ahead and roll an insight check at advantage here for me, for you specifically, because of your thieves can't.
Oh no, I'm not trying to.
Oh no, this is for Felix in particular. But what are you exactly trying to do there? Yeah, insight at advantage for you, Felix. But go ahead, Tom.
She's saying she's a monk, but I'm saying, can I like look at her and see if I can spot something that might be out of place that would explain, like, to tell me whether or not she is who she says she is?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check for me as you're kind of got like a side angle in on her, and that's a 19 for the intimidation and an 18 for insight. Perfect.
Yeah, okay. I don't see shit.
Yeah, so you kind of like scan her up and down, but you do see that she is in like light brown robes, characteristics of of monks. And you know that the lodge is right next to a temple for the god of Lathander. And among those prayer beads that she did bring out, whatnot, the same symbol that you would have seen on that temple is there. So that part's matching up right there for you.
In layman terms, that monkey funkin'.
But you, Felix, as she's talking to you, within the conversation that you've been having, she weaves in. Actually, do me a favor. I want everybody to deafen themselves except for Chandler.
Ooh.
Ah, shit. Hold on a minute. I don't know how to...
Because nobody else has thieves can't, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. So yeah, everybody deafen themselves except for Chandler here.
Alright,
Oh shit! You can just take off your headphones there, Tom, and just don't listen.
Alright.
I know it might be hard to find the deafen button there on your Discord. Okay, so Chandler, so what you're able to make out that she's speaking is that she's just like, are you a part of the Black Net?
Okay, and I will respond.
What you know,
go ahead.
The Black Note is like a splinter faction of the Zentarum, which is like a criminal organization like all along the Sword Coast. Okay, that is what you do know, just from your base knowledge. But she asked, are you a part of the Black Net, kind of weaving thieves' cant within this conversation?
I will essentially weave words back in a sense of, it does not matter who I belong to, but I know you are up to no good.
Okay, and then she weaves back, and thieves can't. It's like, we didn't mean any intentional harm to this particular village. We're just trying to establish a network. These goblins kind of ruined the plans. But I have others on the way, as we have a previous rendezvous. So protect me. All right. And all right, you guys are good.
Okay.
You guys can undeafen.
Okay.
There it is.
Oh yeah.
I
didn't want to undeafen.
Are we good?
Yep, you guys are good. Tom.
We're good.
I don't know. I don't think Tom can hear me.
Never see you.
No, he's still muted. Shit. Hold on. I'm gonna send him a quick text. Or he's still
I
deafened.
messaged him.
Okay, you did. All right, perfect. Okay. So as what you hear, Kayla still talking to Felix here.
Well, thank you for
Still
getting
muted, Devin.
Thank you for getting rid of all of those goblins. I don't know about the lady. The villagers all escaped so fast from what I can see before I lost consciousness, but I believe she's still somewhere in this village. Lady Velrosa.
Okay.
What do you guys do?
Hey, there he is.
His name once again.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me undeath him for whatever reason.
I take a moment just to. I walk up to Kella and kind of just give her like a cold stare for like a good 10 seconds because I heard the name, and I want to do a perception check on her facial features. I want to see if I can pick up her body language.
Yeah, go ahead
If
and
she's hiding
roll
something.
roll an insight as you try to kind of like pick up on her facial expressions or read through her language and whatnot.
Four for now.
You're not able to glean from anything. But she still does look pretty frightful, as if disturbed by her recent experiences.
So I'll stare for like a good 5 seconds. Don't
It's
say
like-
anything, and then I just walk past without saying a word.
Your friend's pretty scary there.
Yeah, they're rough. They're kind of rough around the edges, but you know we're working on it slowly but surely.
Where would you guys like to go?
Well, she says that Lady Valrosa's in this town somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So can I ask her where was the last? Yeah, where was the last time? Where was the last place you saw her?
And she points to the keep towards the south.
Okay. Well, are you going to go north or are you going to go somewhere else?
I mean, I think it's better if I travel with all of you. You guys are pretty strong. I'd hate to run into other goblins around here.
Yeah, if you so happen to want to tag along, I'll ask the rest of the group.
Rest of the group?
Felix, y'all were talking in Moonspeak.
She can stay for now.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look back and be like, I don't care.
So you Lysander, you're the first of the group, followed by S to kind of get to this 10-foot span of bridge that has just been broken. You have to figure out a way to get 10 feet across.
I would like to note that I do stay relatively close to her.
Okay, gotcha. So the only one that can probably make a running long jump distinctively is just S, just based off his strength and athletics score there. For like a running jump, everybody else you're gonna have to kind of problem solve on how to get over this 10-foot gap.
Yeah, it says here when you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. So
Mom, I got the perfect thing for that. What do you mean?
yeah, so I'm gonna do a long jump.
Sweet, and you all see S jump over the bridge there, landing on the high side. Okay.
I'm gonna run and jump.
Asmodeus is gonna step off of the side and do his starlight step as he's stepping off the side to teleport to the other side.
Sweet. So as Modius just kind of like explodes in a burst of bees before reappearing on the other sides, Lysander, either make an athletics or acrobatics check for me as you try to make your jump.
Neither matter.
Either
I fall in the water.
Woo! Okay, S Asmodeus, you see Lysander just kind of about to make his jump, but he stops probably about just a bit more than halfway. You have a chance to reach out and grab him. Either make S and Asmodeus make a athletics or acrobatics check to try to grab Lysander before he falls. Oof. Hate to see it. Asmodeus?
What do you roll?
Either do athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
I got a 6. What did you get, Alex?
Hey, boss, help!
I'm gonna throw out the rope that's in the inventory to him.
You can try to catch
Go
me.
ahead and roll it at advantage, either with that strength or acrobatics as you pull out your rope kind of ahead of time before you kind of made that jump. So go ahead and roll at
All right.
advantage.
That is a 22.
Sweet. So just as you see S kind of like reach out his hand, kind of just narrowly missing Lysander's, you kind of whip out your rope, asking to kind of like wrap it around his arm. You, Lysander, just managed to grab hold like feet above the water.
And as Asmodeus is holding it, it kind of pulls him down because he's not the strongest. He's gonna be like, S, help.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll help him out.
Gotcha. And with the help of S and Asmodeus, you, Lysander, may be able to make it to the other side. You, Victor, Felix, and Kayla are still on the other side there. What do you guys do?
I'll leave the rope hanging, so if somebody doesn't make it, they can grab the rope. So the rope is
Gotcha.
kind of hanging.
Perfect. Is Felix, is that what you'd like to do? Victor, is that what you'd like to do? Jump in, try to grab
Yeah.
the rope? Okay, gotcha.
I was going to.
Mhm.
Is that broken part on the left side? Is that like a very thin piece still
Oh,
up? Or...
No, like if you take a look at the side view in the picture, it's like elevated there, and that's like a lower portion.
Oh, I didn't know there was a side view. Hold
Yeah,
up.
just
so
down
it's
there
kinda like
at
a
the
support beam.
yeah, exactly. It's a support beam at the bottom of the map there. Okay,
Oh, okay, it's just a support beam. Yeah, I'll jump and try to get the rope.
gotcha. So I'm gonna have you guys roll either an athletics or acrobatics at advantage for me, for both Victor and Felix as you both like take your turns jumping across, and Kayla is also going to roll at advantage. 18, perfect.
Felix is across.
Okay, gotcha. And Kayla's the last to kind of go, and she barely manages to catch onto that rope there.
Thank God.
As her
Can
feet kind of hit the
Felix
water.
go help her?
Yep, certainly. Sweet. You go over first as she reaches up a hand. You both kind of do that Spartan handshake, almost grabbing each other's forearms as you manages to help her out. She locks eyes with you. And Felix, as she says,
Ah, thank you. I hate getting wet.
The first time any woman has ever said that.
As Modus is gonna wrap up the rope and put it back in his backpack, like, well, glad I have that in handy.
Okay, so as you guys press a bit further and enter into this keep, what you guys see is a pretty large gate that's unlocked that can easily be pushed open there. And as you guys go through this gate, this keep has been littered with rocks as if it's been like concentrated with like boulder fire essentially. There's a door right in front of the keep that opens into the keep, and there's 2 destroyed sides there that you can go right in.
I want to look around to see if the base level has anything that sticks out to
Gotcha.
us.
All right, let me uncover the last bit of there. And as if anybody goes around the outside of the keep to kind of scout things out, you don't see any enemies in the immediate area. You just find boulders after boulders after boulders and destroyed landscape.
As we all walk in this, I'm gonna look at everybody and be like, "Damn, they made a mess, but they sure had a lot of boulders that missed almost every shot."
Yeah.
All right, I'm
That's
gonna
what it looks
erase,
like, huh?
erase some stuff here. Boop, boop, boop.
I don't think they were meant to
Can I
destroy.
just say
They were meant to
passively,
repair.
Felix kind of looks for anything valuable. I don't know if you want me to roll for that or.
So nothing valuable on the ground floor, but I'm gonna paint you guys a picture as everybody's gonna just be in like the ground floor level in the bottom right corner of the map there. Okay.
Okay.
Somebody moved me. Thank
And
you.
I went in through one of the broken ones.
Gotcha. And I'll paint you guys your picture as soon as I get my cameras all set up correctly, the way I need them to be. Okay. Cool. All right, perfect. Sauce, and then change up a little bit of music here. Okay, time to paint this scene. So as you guys all enter the ground the ground floor and enter this great hall, what you see is half of the great hall lies buried in rubble. There's four guards surrounding the half-crushed body of a woman. Right?
Oh shit.
And as you look upon her face, it is the body of Lady Velrosa Nandar, who is only being kept alive by the pressure of this huge rock that crushed the lower half of her body. Right? Like she
Can
kind of
anyone make a wheelchair?
I would like to go up to her and use my healing hands on her.
Gotcha. So go and roll a medicine check for me here.
Is Kella still with us? I'm assuming.
Yeah. Let me drag her over. Forgot to drag her over.
I'm keeping a very close eye on her.
Okay, I gotcha. Sweet. So as you all watch as names. Lysander walks over to Lady Velrosa, attempting to heal her, but just before you're able to kind of cast your magic there, you have a distinct understanding that the nature of her injuries, your healing probably wouldn't hold. Like,
We ju-
like,
I just
lit-
want,
oh, we're just trying to sustain her.
yeah, just sustain her, get her to feel a little bit healthier, to
Gotcha.
have her
And-
explain what happened.
Gotcha. And as you you see the rest of the guards kind of taken aback, their eyes sunken, completely depressed, as they've all seen you in some capacity, kind of come through Nightstone at some point there, so they know of you. They're not suspicious of you at all. As Velrosa is able to slowly turn a weakened head to look at you, Lysander, providing some healing, as she says,
Lysander, you've all answered my call.
I walk up and I kneel kind of in front, and I basically just sit there and wait and let her talk.
Gotcha. And as you approach S, like with a weak hand, she kind of like reaches, like she's lying on her back right now, kind of looking up, her white hair stained with blood, like light green eyes, like trying to reach out to you, as she says,
Remember bestowing a gift while you were imprisoned. It seems it worked, and you're doing well.
I simply do like a gentle nod, and I go,
It's the last time you'll see us.
Nope.
I get the same feeling. Asmodeus, I'm sorry for the
Yes,
trouble
ma'am.
I'm sorry for the trouble that I've caused you, but you too, thank you for answering my summons.
No, any time for one of my best shareholders in my business, ma'am, and the one who's employed most of my employees. Like, I owe you more debt than I could ever imagine, so of course I was gonna come. Why wouldn't I? But I can see that we're just a little too late. I'm
Gotcha.
so sorry.
Gotcha. And as she's kind of making her way, kind of slowly making eye contact with each of you, she turns to you, Felix, as you see a very small smile kind of curl onto the right side of her face, as she says to you,
It's like, I see, Felix, that those boots are treating you well.
Yes, they have done me wonders.
It seems I won't be in need of boots anytime soon.
It is no issue. I am sure one of us can make a wheelchair and get you out of here.
go ahead and roll a persuasion check to see if you can ease some of her fears here, as they kind of say that, kind of giving her maybe a little bit of a faint hope that maybe there is a possibility of her surviving this catastrophic injury.
17.
Gotcha. So as you kind of say that in almost like a half jest, but not quite, you can see like a sense of dread kind of slowly lift from her expression, right?
Okay.
Just as she turns to you, Victor, and begins to beckon you forward with like a bloodied left hand.
I'll go ahead and take the hand, but I'll let her say her piece, and then I want to try something.
Okay, well, what do you want to try?
With, fucking, what's his name? The paladin, or whoever had the healing hands?
Me.
Okay. It won't heal, but it says it can, repair breaks or tears in objects. So I'm thinking I can use mending to kind of repair the body enough.
No, that's not what the spell is designed for. Unfortunately.
Damn it, man!
Yeah.
Can it work on the bones, maybe?
Damn it, Jim! I'm the wrong kind of doctor for this. I have a PhD in astrology.
But as you, Victor, begin to try to, she can look into your eyes and see that you're trying to kind of concoct plans to try to kind of save her. As you hold her hand, she says to you,
Like, my summons arrived too late. I knew that some giants were going to attack our village, but we were not prepared for their onslaught. My villagers, I told them to escape to the Dripping Caves.
so once again, Dripping Caves, very important. Right?
Please ensure their safety.
As you begin to see her kind of slowly, like, her strength begins to slowly wane.
On my word as a great businessman, there, Villarosa, I promise you, we will make sure that your people are safe no matter what. And we'll try to get them home.
Gotcha. And as she says that, she, like, with almost like the last bit of her strength, you can see her slowly moving to try to pull a ring off of her left finger, like one of her wedding band. Mm-hmm.
I quickly run over and I kneel down to
Mhm.
grab the ring, and
Okay.
I put it safely in my inventory.
Gotcha. So you, Asmodeus, like, you gingerly take her hand and kind of remove the ring. Put in your inventory that it's a non-magical ring worth 750 gold. Okay.
Ooh. Does she have any breath left?
I'm gonna look over at Felix as I heard him say "damn" and say, "If you touch her," and I'm threatening him. Like, if you touch anything on her, I will end you.
So you see
And I-
tempers begin to
Go
flare
ahead.
amongst everybody, right? Including the guards kind of catching wind of your conversation as some of them kind of regain their composure a bit. You see Kayla kind of keeping her distance. You, Felix, still keeping like a keen eye on her as Lady Valrosa kind of holds up her right hand that's kind of like weakly as she says,
Please, do not fight on my behalf here. There are other enemies that must be dealt with. In my chambers is a gift that I believe will help in your adventures. Go there.
Yes, ma'am.
Rescue
Can I
my
grab-
people, and please tell my relatives what happened here. The village elder, I saw him escape. He knows their locations.
okay, what do you guys do?
Felix would like to grab Kella. Kayla? Kella?
Kayla. Kella.
Kella.
Kayla, same
And
thing.
say, and say, Psst, let's go. As we sneakily make our way towards her room to find that gift.
Okay, so you guys manage. So it's not necessarily too crazy sneaky because you're all in like a confined area, but you kind of like feel maybe like your eyes watering a little bit, needing to kind of get your own space there. What's everybody else doing?
I'm gonna go check these other rooms to see if there's anything that is actually worth looking into.
Okay.
Asmodeus is gonna stay with Lady Valorosa until like basically the very end.
Gotcha.
Just trying to comfort her the best that he could.
I'm gonna open
Okay.
room 14, Charlie.
Okay, I got you on S, got you on Asmodeus, got you on Felix and Kella.
I'm gonna
Yep, go ahead, Lysander.
I'm gonna go follow. I'm gonna look at Asmodeus as like I'm kind of concerned about what's about to happen with Felix and Kella, and I'm going to sneakily like follow behind them at a distance.
just following in trace. What about you, Victor? You see everybody begin to kind of split, kind of like eyes watering, not wanting to watch Lady Valrosa's last breath, except for Asmodeus here.
I'll keep them company. But quick, who got the ring?
I did.
That's us.
Okay. Okay, I heard the ring and then I kind of like blanked out, so I just want to make sure.
Yeah, nope, it's in my inventory.
Okay. But yeah, I'll stay with them.
Okay, stay with Asmodeus and Lady Valrosa.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So, you, Asmodeus, as you kind of like get your ear close as she begins to speak very weakly, as the remnants of Lysander's magic is like starting to fade, she kind of whispers into your ear in a weak voice. She says,
I love it. You guys are so awesome.
She says, "Please, Asmodeus, remember the Nightstone and return it if you can, but be wary of giants from the clouds."
Do we all hear this, by the way?
This is specific towards Asmodeus right there.
Okay.
Of that warning, essentially, of suspicious from giants from the clouds.
Okay. And as Asmodeus hears this, he's gonna nod his head firmly, like in a very trusting like nod of like, I will heed your warning and take it to heart, and basically just place my hand with her hand as like holding it, so she has, a last touch of, humanity as she goes.
And you feel her hand go limp inside yours, as her eyes begin to kind of gloss over before she slowly closes them forever.
And as that happens, Asmodeus is just gonna stand up and put his mask back on as a small tear just comes rolling down his cheek, and he's gonna turn around to the guards and go, "Make sure she's properly buried, please."
Gotcha. Go ahead and give yourself a point of inspiration there, Asmodeus. Victor, you saw all this happening. What were you doing again exactly? I'm sorry. And then I'm gonna.
No, just keeping them company.
Just keeping them company as well. Gotcha. So kind of going around the table here real fast. I'm just gonna start from the left and work my way down there. So U.S. So for the majority of the rest of like this building here, there's obviously no enemies as you guys are kind of transversing and kind of exploring, right? The one that you entered there, S, it looks like a den in a library. You feel like a lot of these books probably held sentimental value to the Nandars, which is like her married name. It's essentially a really big library. Some of these books might have be of value. Some might just be like regular books.
I want to kind of look around and see if there's any books that relate to the Nandar's history.
Gotcha.
As to why someone like her would be attacked in this state, because obviously the name is a political power figure.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll an investigation at advantage for me as you're trying to comb through this library here, and I'll circle back to you in just a second here. You, Felix, and Lysander. You guys are trying to head upstairs, correct?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm just trying to stealthily stay behind him.
Yeah, I gotcha. So you guys are all up here. You, Felix, are kind of like pulling Kella, or Kea. Yes, it is Kea. 2 L's make a Y sound. Is
Okay,
Kea. Right? Kea. Right. So you managed to kind of like pull her along with you. As you've been in this keep before, so you know where the master bedroom is. And almost all at the same time, you, Lysander, you, Felix, and you, Kea, come to the master bedroom. And what you find inside is a pretty large bedspread with like fancy tapestries, oiled lamps kind of mounted against the walls, and like wolfskin rugs cover a wooden floor. And above the bed is a mounted ornate appearing sword that has a faint glow to it, as if it's giving off moonlight.
Yoink.
I'm gonna stop him and be like, so 2 things. 1, were you gonna tell anybody that you were just yoinking stuff from her? And 2, what were y'all talking about?
Quick history check for you. fucking Lysander and whatnot, she did direct you guys to go up to the bedroom. Okay, just quick little history check on that one for free.
I know that
but
she
yes.
sent us up there to
But yeah,
grab
it's
stuff.
it's
grab
now
something
onto
from there.
you guys. Go ahead, Lysander. Go ahead, Felix. As you guys go ahead and talk and roleplay.
So,
Okay. So she had told me, as far as in her will, she said that I could have any objects that were left in her possession if something were to happen. I can roll a persuasion check if I need to.
I'd like to roll an insight check on that to see if he's telling the truth.
Do you want to do insight versus persuasion? Whoever rolls
Exactly.
higher?
Yeah. So what the way you guys are going to need to roll though? Hold on. We'll wait for the
Okay.
roll. Click to roll to DM. Not to roll to all. Okay. You Felix can choose to either roll a deception or persuasion, whichever you want. Just remember to roll to DM. And
okay.
you, Lysander, roll an insight to DM.
I will roll deception to you.
Okay, I got Lysander's. Okay, gotcha. And so you Lysander, you don't get any weird feelings coming from, God, the names are fucking slipping my mind.
Felix.
From Felix here.
All right, I'm gonna look at him and say, "Okay, I believe you." Now on to the other question. As we were all kind of like huddled away, what did you, and I'm gonna look over at Kea, say to him to where nobody else could hear? I saw you guys
Me?
whispering.
I didn't say anything. What do you mean? I'm a
I'm
victim
gonna.
here.
I'm going to get up in front of her and say, "I've done my time with liars and deceivers. Now tell me." And I'm going to say it in a stern voice to try and intimidate her.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll an intimidation check, and as you do, that snake kind of like furls its little wings there, and kind of like hisses at you a little bit, seeing that you're kind of encroaching on its master there. As you see Kea kind of take a couple of steps back, and then kind of give some quick glances between Felix and to you, Lysander, as she says,
Where I'm just a monk. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt Krill.
I'm gonna look over at her snake and be like, I wasn't going to harm your. I just want to know if any of our party or our lady is in danger or was in danger because of.
No, nobody here on your party's in danger. It was by Lord's chance that you were able to save us after all.
Can I come to her defense and say that I had a fondness in reptiles and I really liked her feathered snake?
really like the feathered snake.
As I am talking to them, can I use like a mage hand behind their back to try and move the sword somewhere else?
No, he's already got it.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a common magic item. Felix, go ahead and search Moon Touched Longsword there, or if we'll figure out who actually really wants to keep it, and we'll just tailor either short sword, long sword, whichever, and whatnot. But it's Moon Touched. Okay, and it just basically gives off some light as you say a command word.
I'll add it to my inventory for now.
Yeah, exactly. Add it to your
but
inventory for now.
We'll figure out what to do with it because I don't really have a use for it besides it being worth something.
Gotcha. But Lysander, as you are up here, what you do catch a glimpse of like a pretty big looking like ornate chest kind of situated just underneath the bed.
I'm gonna look at Felix and Kea and be like, "Come help me pull this out," and go to pull out the chest.
Gotcha. You managed to pull out a wooden chest that
Oh,
has like a pretty big padlock onto it there.
Ooh, Felix would like to pick said lock.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check as I move downstairs for a second here. As Modus, Victor, and S, US managed to find a book that talks about the history of Nightstone, right? And as you're kind of flipping through the tabbed pages here, you find out that the stone, that black stone that was held in the center of this village, was perhaps like an ancient artifact, or what they suspect to be an ancient giant artifact. Okay, that's probably hundreds of years old. So 12 on the sleight of hand check there, as you, Felix, as Kea, and Lysander are kind of situated right next to you. You're able to open the lock, and you open up that treasure chest there, and inside, and we'll kind of split this amongst the entire party here, okay, is a sack of gold containing... How many? There's what? 5 people. A sack of gold containing 500 gold. Okay.
So we each get 100.
Exactly.
Ooh.
So,
Question.
Send it.
Can I make another sleight of hand to try to get a couple extra gold and divvy the rest?
Unfortunately, I'm not, because I don't necessarily allow PvP like esque items. That's probably another
Who the fuck
homebrew.
are you,
Like that's another like thing I should have probably said for the homebrew stuff and whatnot. When it comes to like PvP stuff, it's normally a mutual agreement between 2 parties. For example, if somebody wants to like jokingly push somebody, I ask that person like, hey, do you allow this to happen or not? But normally like PvP-esque things I don't really allow.
I got you.
But everybody can add, everybody can add, hold on, 100 gold to your inventories. Everybody add 1 jade gem worth 100 gold. You might have to just type this into your notes and you guys can find it afterwards, because we're going to be bringing this session to a close. Yeah, we're going to be bringing this session to a close in just a little bit here.
Jade gem worth 100?
Yeah, a jade gem worth 100 gold.
Okay.
And then you each find a gold necklace worth 50 gold.
Do I see him, like, I know you said no, but do I see him trying to, like, confiscate a little bit more?
You do not.
I was about to say, I was going to say, like, this is out of character. I was about to say, I was going to do the same thing. It's okay.
Nah, gold's is split pretty evenly when it comes to, like, treasure hoards and stuff like that.
I am not a whore.
The treasure hoards. Okay.
I'm also going to add this.
Yep,
I'm
go
going to
ahead.
go ahead and take this opportunity to add that book.
Yeah, just like Nandar history book right to your inventory there. Anybody else would like to do anything before we kind of bring this session to a close? Like,
I'm going to go over and pet the snake.
No. Go and roll an animal handling check, as I'm just going to go around the table here one last time. So Lysander, you go ahead and pet that snake. And yeah, as you reach out for your hand, you see Kea about to like put up her hand before you feel like a little like a nibble on your finger, as the snake just kind of latches on and then lets go as you take 1 point of piercing damage.
Does he look injured?
What, the snake now?
Yeah. I'm just gonna look down at it and be like, I was just trying to pet you. You look nice.
It kind of like throws its little wings at you before kind of laying them flat and then like slithering back into a crevice of Kea's robes there. Felix, you see Lysander get bit. What do?
Shouldn't have touched the snake.
And just for everybody's situation awareness, there's nothing else of significant value throughout any of the other little chambers there. Okay.
Okay, the only thing Asmodeus would do is ask the guardsmen here to make sure that Dolorosa had a proper burial before we departed, so we could do a proper burial before we departed north towards the Water Drip Cave.
Gotcha. Felix, you said?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You were saying something?
No, I said you shouldn't touch the snake.
Oh, gotcha. The guards kind of turn their heads to you, Asmodeus, and kind of give you pretty solid nods as you begin to see them kind of rolling around to grab like not driftwood, but like wood from broken tables, something of that nature to probably make a pyre. Victor, what do you do? And then S, I'm gonna cycle around to you last.
But just stand by and watch.
Okay, gotcha. So you just kind of stand by, kind of watch some of these guards kind of pick up some wood to kind of begin to build a pyre just outside. And S, what do you do?
I take one last walk to Lady Valrosa, and I give her like a hand over the chest salute type deal,
Mm-hmm.
and a very quick and straight to the point. I then have the book is in my hand, but I kind of stow it into my cloak,
Mm-hmm.
and I make my way to the stairs, and I take one last turn, and I say, "Thank you for the ring. It fits
Okay.
nicely."
Yeah, gotcha. Go ahead and give yourself a point of inspiration there, okay? And this is where I'm going to bring the first session to a close here, right at that 3-hour mark, as promised. Yay! That was actually a lot of fun, guys. You guys did fucking great. Good job.
No, you did great.
Yeah, you did amazing.
No,
Uh,
you
was
guys
a
did
lot of
great.
fun.
Oh, well,
One
I
last
gotta
question.
I gotta
Can we
stop the
consider this
stream.
a last question. Can we consider a long rest at this point?